everybody. How's it going? Oh, wow. To all of you that are saying I'm late, you are incorrect. I was early, as a matter of fact. I was very, very early. But well, the problem is, I was hanging out in the chat I have scheduled for next Tuesday. I just wondering why nobody's there. It turns out you were all in the right place, and I was wrong. So yeah, that's the deal. I was here, but I was in totally the wrong location. Yeah, that's how I roll sometimes. You know me. Even when I'm early, I'm late. So there we go. Uh, but hey, I figured out my mistake pretty quick. Honestly, I wasn't late. So yeah, well, but I never would have found it out. I would never would have found out if I hadn't have made one mistake. I had on my Santa hat, but I figured we're talking about some really, really dark, terrible, horrible, nasty, evil stuff today. So it probably wasn't appropriate to have a Santa hat. So then I went to get my black hat I'm wearing here now, and came back in, and that's when I saw the title of my video was not what it should have been. So, so that's where we are. But I got here. It is now 10:05 p.m. on a Wednesday, a dark, cold, and rainy Wednesday at the end of December here in Busan, South Korea. How are we all doing? Hope you enjoyed the Meet the Mod stream we did yesterday. That was kind of fun. All right, so what are we doing today? Today we are doing something that is distinctly not fun. Today we're going to be getting into a really, really dark story. A story of a 20-month-old baby who went missing, and the search to find the baby, the results, the aftermath, and the criminal complaint that's involved. Before we do that, though, I really want to say hi to all of my mods. My mods are great. Flux woke up with a fever. That sucks. Rose, we're glad you woke up. Who else is here in Modland? Xcomer, you're here, even though you lamed out and didn't join us yesterday. All right, that looks like who. Alan is absent today. Hope we didn't keep him up too late last night. All right, folks. If you the user use that are here in the chat, you that are here in the chat, thank you. Welcome. The Vice Squad chat is the greatest chat on the YouTube platform, hands down, no questions asked. And those of you that are just listening in the background as you go about your daily life, as you go about your work, you are also part of the Vice Squad. So when you get a chance, pop back in, hit that like button. Let me know you're thinking of me. Let YouTube, more importantly, know that you're thinking of me. If you haven't subscribed, I would deeply appreciate your subscription before we wrap this up today. There's really no way to segue into this, so I'll just do the usual segue thing. Get in there, hit that like button. That's what YouTube likes. We got 203 concurrent viewers, only 81 likes. We need to get that up to 205 likes. So everybody that hasn't hit that like button, go down there, smash the like button, because that's what YouTube looks for. That's what YouTube likes. And that's how we get our channel to grow. And then I can share myself with more people, and you all can indoctrinate them into the cult of Vice Squad. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Super chats, as always, get priority for the chats, but that's not required. There is no minimum amount required to talk to me. We'll do what we can to read the some of the chats that are just regularly in chat, but the super chats do get the priority. So super chat away. I will graciously accept it, and I will make sure that I read your questions and answer them. Without further ado, it's time to get into the dark story. And it's one of these things I need a drink before I get there. And this is it. This is fresh made eggnog. It's brand new, so it's not going to taste the best, but Friday, when we do our Christmas stream, when we do our chill Christmas stream, we will be nogged up. Oh, that's really good. I'm proud of myself. But we got the stash thing going on here. Yeah, so that is fresh made eggnog with an absolute ton of bullet bourbon, a little bit of vodka to give it a little bit of an extra unflavored kick, and a few healthy splashes of Fireball for the extra cinnamon. I like cinnamon. So yeah, there we go. It's fresh eggnog. no cook eggnog, just whip it up in a blender eggnog, and by Friday it'll be tasting. All right, so we're gonna do that, and we have some rot gut over here just in case anybody wants to throw large amounts of money at me. Let's bring up our first story. As I said, there's no way to segue into this. Rick Nikita says eggnog is nasty. The store-bought stuff is nasty. Just hands. I can't drink the store-bought stuff. This just has eggs, milk, cream, stevia instead of sugar, and a bunch of booze and some nutmeg and cinnamon. I use the stevia because it just calls for an absolute ton of sugar in these things. So, all right. Thank you so much for kicking us off with the super chats, Rick Nikita. Deeply, deeply appreciated. Now I'm going to try to present this in a thoughtful way, but also try to get as much of the normal flavor of the channel as we can, because this is there's nothing funny about this situation, but it's an important story, and it's going to be an important story if it ever goes to trial, because the details are just out of this world. And there's already been a whole lot of comparison to the Casey Anthony case, which is right now currently in the public mind as people are consuming this ridiculous documentary about Casey Anthony on Netflix. And this just happens to coincide with that. So let's see if there's let's see if you can see the comparisons between the two stories. And we start with the initial story. A baby goes missing. The grandmother who has custody of the baby is watching the baby. She was out of the house at the time. I believe the mother says she's taking a nap. She woke up screaming, "Where's my baby?" because the baby was not in the playpen where it was when she was apparently taking a nap. And the baby isn't found. The search goes on for 5 days. And this is the first news story that we're going to be looking at tonight. This is 5 days after the fact.
Here's what's happening right now. The 5th day of searching comes to a close. We're learning new information about the investigation into the disappearance of little Quentin Simon, just 20 months old. Our Andy Cole has been on this story for days now, and he reports on the latest and shares the police radio the morning Quentin was first reported missing.
For the first time today, Chatham County Police Chief said there is a possible criminal element to this case. But still, 5 days in, Quentin is missing.
We have a signal 56.
You're hearing Chatham County Police dispatchers on Wednesday morning when Quentin Simon went missing from his Buckhalter Road home in Savannah.
That was his mother we just saw there. And again, we're using a lot of news stories here, so I'm going to have to stop them every now and then to make some commentary to avoid the great copyright strike. So we got the dispatcher talking here. This is the original dispatch that went out about the missing child.
Complaint about her 1-year-old son is missing. She woke up, her door was open, but he's unable to open a door. Saying someone came in and took him.
Fast forward 5 days to Monday.
Everybody is being looked at. Everybody is being interviewed.
For the first time since 20-month-old Quentin Simon disappeared last week, Chatham County's police chief says there may be a criminal element to the investigation.
You know, we're looking at it from multiple fronts, and one of it being a criminal investigation, as well as, a missing child at this point. We don't have anything confirmed, so we can't say anything.
Now, see, that's kind of a weird thing to say. The baby's been missing for 5 days. Now they're starting to think there might be a criminal element involved. They've always thought there was a criminal element involved. It's just who was the criminal in the question. And that's what we're looking at now.
Absolutely.
On Monday, local law enforcement and federal agents researched the home where Quentin was last seen on Buckhalter Road. That included a sweep of the home. Police tarped up one of the windows early in the day and later took the obstruction down. Fire officials were on scene Monday as well. They used their fire hoses to drain the once full but murky backyard pool. Chief Hadley told reporters that dozens of FBI agents are here in Chatham County, desperately searching for Quentin.
They are here in a support role, and I can't thank them enough. You don't bring 40 people, and some from all over the country, without an enormous amount of effort and expense.
Also Monday, Chatham County denied an open records request filed by WJCL 22 News for the initial 911 call from LEILANI Simon, Quentin's mom, made the day of his disappearance.
So now this is where we start to see this case expand just to go beyond the local police. As he was mentioning, there's people from all over the nation that are coming, specialists and whatnot, coming here to investigate, to assist, to help out. 5 days after the baby goes missing, there's a huge amount of resources being spent to finding this child.
They say they are not releasing the call right now because it is part of a, quote, ongoing law enforcement investigation.
Chief Hadley told reporters at his press conference today that he expects, with the FBI's help, to continue searching for Quentin through the end of the week. In Savannah, I'm Andy Cole, WJCL 22 News.
Okay, so that's the first little bit. The search goes on for 5 days, and they're hoping it's going to be cleared up by the end of the week. So within a couple of more days, they're hoping to get this thing worked out. But it doesn't get worked out for quite a bit of time. There's quite a lot of time that it takes here, and we're going to go through this step by step in as much detail as we can really get into. There's a lot of this that YouTube is not going to like, but we'll do what we can. Now, there's a sub story here. Apparently, the mother and the baby are not married. Well, the mother is not married to the baby daddy. Apparently they were boyfriend and girlfriend, former boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever. The boyfriend was never a suspect, apparently. The baby's father was apparently never a suspect. There's no mention of him ever being a serious subject. But while all of this is going on, yes, Momo Shark, that is correct. Quentin was 20 months, so almost 2 years old. There's lots of 20s here. Well, KT says Casey's a liar. Well, I think we have a liar here too, allegedly. But the father of the baby is going through. I can't imagine the time that the baby's father is going through during all of this, because not only is his baby missing, unaccounted for, has no clue where the baby is. He's also going through other family stuff. And this is just kind of a side look into this. Let's just pull it up here, because it gets wild. Oh, well, there we go. We don't want to do that, do we? We want to go back to here. And volume.
Just outside the small city of Girard, the white paint that stains the pavement here is where Henry Dale Moss Sr. got run over.
Okay, this is a story that is wild here. Let's just go.
According to crash investigators, the car that hit the man took off. Those investigators believe Henry had a flat tire and was simply walking back home just before sunrise yesterday. For Henry's son, Quentin's dad, these past few weeks have been nothing but continuous heartbreak.
So look at this. His child comes up missing. His baby is gone. No idea where he is. No idea if the baby is still alive. And while all of this is going on, his father gets hit and killed by a car in a hit and run accident. So not only does he have his missing baby to deal with, he's got to bury his father just days or a week after this happens. After the baby goes missing, he's got to bury his father. But that's not the end of it. That's not the end of it. Other things had happened to him prior to the baby being taken.
His son believed to be dead in this dump. Last week, his mom, Catherine Herron, died. We showed you Quentin's.
So 3 weeks after this, his mother dies. I don't know how his mother died, but his mother died. The baby's missing. Then his father dies 2 weeks later in a car accident. How this guy did not self-delete or have a complete effing breakdown is beyond me. Can you imagine, all within the space of about a month, you lose your mother, you lose your baby, and you lose your father to a hit and run accident? I mean, that is tragic. That's really all we're going to talk about with this guy. But I just wanted to bring this point here that this dad is dealing with some shit while this is going on. Dead mother, dead father, baby missing, presumed dead, and he's keeping it together.
Name listed as a survivor in her obituary. Today, Bubba Moss is dealing with the loss of his dad. For the police looking for Quentin's body, they've admitted the task is extremely challenging, but they've moved the reminder of what they're looking for from its room at this command center right to the dump they're searching. Quentin's picture right there as motivation.
God, I mean, that's just heartbreaking. Just to let all of these searchers know what they're looking for is this little 20-month baby.
Thanks for watching our YouTube.
Go away, YouTube channel guy. So while all of this is going on, the baby's still missing. The mother is saying she has no idea. She woke up, the baby's gone. Somebody's taken her baby. Please help me find my baby. That old line. Mother is sticking with the daughter. You know, the baby's grandmother, the baby's mama's mama. She's sticking with it. She's sticking by her daughter. Her daughter would never do something like that. Her daughter would never have anything to do with the incident. To the point where the babysitter wanted to have a memorial for the baby. And apparently that set grandma off. Apparently grandma got really pissed that the babysitter, who had been with his baby since he was born, wanted to have a memorial service, presuming the baby was dead. So what does grandma do? Baby mama goes to the babysitter's house and lays into her. And of course, because this is the generation we live in, it's caught all on tape or video.
Don't put nothing in your door.
That's the grandma. That's the baby mama. And you know, she's getting in the babysitter's face, screaming about, how can you have a memorial for the baby? How can you do this? The baby's still alive. Baby's not dead. And she goes after the babysitter.
Don't put nothing in your door. This is my baby, not yours. That's your baby. That's my baby. I texted you and I told you that's my baby. I said that's my phone. You didn't go get it. Now you get off the property. I text you. I asked you over and over again. I got the text. Over and over I asked you. So you want to blame me? I don't care about your text. You think I'm going to hit you at me?
Careful, grandma. She could take you. But yeah, so the grandma is blaming the babysitter somehow. The babysitter's blaming the grandmother. The babysitter just wants to have a memorial for the baby.
You think I would do that? Yeah. Really? Because I'm what?
No one likes
I'm
you.
what? I'm what? No, I don't like anybody. I should not have been out of town. You did. You shouldn't have. No, I'm not.
We need our redneck translators. Yeah, I think we can kind of get the gist of what's going on here.
I told you. I was trying to provide. I even provided for you. You did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't pay for your family. Your entire family. Your entire family. Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Good. You were wrong. You were wrong. I begged you to help. I begged you to help. Put that on social media. I begged you to help. I begged you to help.
Yeah, put that on social media. You think it's not going on social media, Grandma?
Take them. I'll give you 300 rings. I'm a liar. I'm a liar.
I'm about to put it all over.
Good. Good, because you're awful to say you're going to put a memorial. My baby's not dead.
You are a liar.
My baby's not dead. My baby's not dead.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, you are. You are.
My baby's not dead. I thought you was a woman of God.
That.
I thought you were a woman of God. You got Quentin? Do you have Quentin?
Now the neighbors are getting involved. Yeah, the Momo Shack's mentioning, yes, the grandmother had legal custody of the child and still left him with the mother, knowing she was unfit. Why was she unfit? Known drug user. She has a drug problem. Grandma still leaves them with her. Yeah, we're going to get into a little bit of that here. But we got the neighbors coming over, and this is about as south as you get. Got the cowboy hat, got the knife on the belt, got the wife beater shirt. So we're good to go with the neighborhood. But again, grandma's still standing up for the daughter. Denying that the baby's dead, denying the mother had anything to do with it. Jerry, yeah, Jerry Springer, great.
I don't have Quentin.
Maybe you do. Maybe you do. You got it.
See, there she's accusing the babysitter of taking the baby. Her baby, yeah. She's saying her baby, I guess because she has custody of it and it's her granddaughter. But she's essentially claiming that the babysitter has taken the baby.
Okay.
You got it.
Well, I'm about to call the police.
You're the only one that can go in my house and take him. Your kids go in my house and take him all the time.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
We did not go in her house.
Oh, it's going to be. Oh, yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, baby, we took the green card. Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah, that's the lovely state of the people. Now, what the parents have been. This is where things kind of start to go downhill for everybody. I mean, just a few weeks after it, the family is still they're putting the mother and the grandmother are out and they stand outside, sit outside the house, hoping people will help look for the baby. But the neighbors and other people are actually protesting in front of the house, saying arrest the mother. The relatives are coming in and staying in hotels, and the locals are harassing the people and picketing in front of the hotels, and it's kind of getting out of hand. Kaiser Pineapple needed corkboard string and pins to figure out the way it's pretty easy. We got baby mama, and then we got baby mama daddy, baby daddy, and baby daddy mama and mama. It's hey, what's up back there, Strawberry? Oh, Strawberry's gonna make the jump to the other chair. Don't do it, Strawberry. Don't do it. Oh, you did it. Congratulations, you didn't bite the dirt. All right. So by this time, just not too long after the child goes missing. The police just come out and say the mother is the primary suspect in this case. So it's clear to me that from the beginning, it's always, the immediate family are the suspects in missing persons until they go away. And apparently it never went away because the police they believe the child is dead. They believe the mother is the prime suspect. They believe the mother did it. And that takes us to the next news item we've got here.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, LEILANI Simon, the mother of missing Chatham County toddler Quentin Simon, is speaking out tonight for the very first time since he was reported missing nearly 3 weeks ago. Chatham County Police and the FBI believe Quentin is dead and are actively searching a local landfill for his remains. Police say LEILANI is the only suspect in his disappearance as well as his death. And tonight we have team coverage with our Shay Schrader and investigative reporter Max Dieknike. We begin with Shay, who joins us live outside of the Simon home. Shay, what did she talk to you about?
Now, just for the record, Shay is now my most favorite newscaster ever. Shay is my favorite newscaster.
LEILANI and I spoke about a number of things, including what she remembers from the morning she first reported Quentin missing to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still with no sign of Quentin. I talked to LEILANI as well as her mother, Billy Howell, who were both just distraught over Quentin's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quentin disappeared, but LEILANI wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this.
Now, mind you, while you're listening to this, remember this woman here, this mother, has been arrested for the murder of the child as we speak. This is a mother who killed allegedly the 20-month-old baby. And she's doing this for a month. She's doing all of this. Yeah, the mother spoke to the, of course the mother's going to speak to the news, especially if she's innocent. She wants her baby back. Cough, cough. But yeah, just keep that in mind. She's been arrested and charged with the murder of the child. And then she's been doing this for a month. Just doing this I'm innocent, where you got to find the baby. Where's the baby? Bring the baby back. Who's got the baby? This stuff takes a special, dirty kind of evil. I mean, just a nasty, horrible, dirty kind of evil. To know allegedly that you offed your child, your 20-month-old child, and did what which we'll get into later, do what she did to this child. And then to have this evil nerve to go on TV and cry for your baby's return, cry for the person to bring the baby back, cry for the baby to be found, cry for justice. And then she doubles down here too. It's a special kind of evil, allegedly.
I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Spoiler alert. She says if something came up where I was suspected, I'd take myself to the police station. Spoiler alert, she didn't. Yeah, spoiler alert. Somebody asked when this happened. Who asked that? Irish in Texas asked, when did this happen? October 5th, October 4th, October 5th is when the baby went missing. And they've just handed down the indictment. They've just charged her the other day. So at the end of this, we'll read the criminal complaint. I haven't read that yet. I just got it yesterday and I haven't had time to look at it. Yeah, so it's brand new. Yeah, when did this happen? Herd tears. This goes beyond herd tears. Ugh. I mean, this is just, I mean, evil is the only way to describe this.
Chatham County Police have repeatedly said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billy Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quentin and the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening, if that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and...
Oh, man, that is just... If that doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth, you're not human. I hope for a call. I hope someone calls with good news. I hope someone finds a bit. You alleged bitch. I mean, seriously, that's just beyond. I mean, I as sick as freaking humans can be, I can't wrap my mind. I can wrap my mind around how someone would commit a crime like this. It's horrible, but I can wrap my mind around how and why someone would do it. But just to go on there with that gall and to spend all of these researches, all of this, you know, the money that's gone into searching, the emotional damage that is done to people in the neighborhood, all of the resources that are going towards this. And then you have the gall to cry and pretend like you didn't do it, allegedly. Humans suck, man. Seriously, just humans suck. Zadok Attack with a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Deeply appreciated. Grateful to be receiving the super chat, as always. Just hopped on, but this seems like proof of why some people shouldn't be parents. This is kind of proof of why some people should no longer be alive on planet Earth. I am a huge supporter of the death penalty. I just think it's being applied unfairly and incorrectly in a lot of situations. I personally think it ought to probably be done more. And hey, I got a prime fucking suspect here for you. I wish I was drunk. How are we, lads and lasses? We're not doing good because this is a horrific story of unfathomable evil and just disgusting human behavior. Thank you for that super chat. Every show is drunk. It's good to have you here. Always good to see you here. I know you're busy with the school year and whatnot, but thank you for coming. All right.
The FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quentin is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive.
God, this woman. I want him to be found happy and alive. Well, God, you know what? I don't think he's gonna be because you fucking killed him, allegedly. You were the one that put him there, allegedly. So just to know that he's not going to be found happy and alive, allegedly, because you did it, allegedly. I'm getting tired of saying allegedly, by the way. This is one thing I'm glad I can't wrap my head around.
We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. We just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him. And
now I have a thing here. I know nothing of any expertise whatsoever about body language. I just have anecdotal things and how I would react, which how I would react has nothing to do with how another human being would react under the same situation, under the same circumstances, in the same scenario. But if as is alleged, she is the one responsible for the death of her child, I think mom knew it. I think grandma knew it. To what extent she was involved, I don't know. But if she did it, which is only an allegation at this point, I think grandma knew. Because if you were truly in mourning, this again, I would love to get one of the one of the body language experts on here to talk about this one frame. Just to talk about this one frame where you have the crying voice, but no real tears. And you would think that if this was a tragedy where the child was missing and he was legitimately missing and you legitimately had no idea, the family would come together. You'd see them hugging on each other, holding each other, consoling each other. They're not even talking. And grandma here is not even looking at her daughter. This tells me, again, in my own non-expert, amateur, anecdotal way, grandma knew about it. Grandma's covering for her, and grandma is disgusted and riddled with guilt, and therefore looking away from her daughter, grimacing and showing no affection. They're not hugging. They're not holding hands. They're not leaning on each other. They just look like they don't even want to touch each other. And grandma isn't consoling her daughter whose baby is missing. To me, again, all anecdotal, could be complete nonsense on my part, but the message this is sending me is grandma knew and is riddled with guilt and doesn't even want to look at her daughter, let alone touch her.
they were hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
Chatham County police say they have no reason to believe that Quentin was abducted or kidnapped, and they have evidence that suggests he was placed in a dumpster and that his remains are in the landfill that they're currently searching. Leilani Simon hasn't been charged with anything at this time, but police say she is the only suspect in her son's disappearance. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
And, this is the house. People are bringing the gifts and things to the house and putting it in the memorial. But my understanding is a lot of these are from people that are just there for the baby because they know the baby's gone and the mother did it. But This is just ugh, this is disgusting. Of course, I just said, of course, Shay Schroeder is now my most favorite newscaster ever. She's got the nose, she's got the eyes, she's got the long neck, she's got the long hair. This is if I had any artistic ability and I could sculpt, this is what I would sculpt. Shay is now my lifetime most favorite newscaster forever. So yeah, there you go. Sorry, she's incredibly easy on the eyes. All right, so now what's happening? We're going into a month since the child has been missing. Oh, Bass, I like a long, thin neck. Yeah. But we're going to see more of Shay Schaefer. Of course we are. Once I found Shay Schaefer, we didn't need to get news from any other source. But the baby has been missing for about a month. And now the people are starting to converge on the house. The people are starting to have a bit of a skeptical attitude towards the family. And the landfill search for the baby is intensifying. All right, let me pull the screen up for the next news story.
Now, dozens of FBI agents and police officers are still picking through the Chatham County landfill looking for the remains of little Quentin Simon. The child was first reported missing earlier this month. Investigators now believe he is dead, and his mother, LEILANI Simon, has been named as the main suspect in the case. WSAV's lead investigative reporter, Brett Buffington, is joining us now live at the Joint Task Force Command Center near the landfill.
Okay, before we get into Mr. Buffington, let's clear a couple of these chats here. Sky is a neighborhood. Thank you so much for the super chat. 14 out of 10 for Strawberry's couch jump. You got a sleeping strawberry over there now. Tim Poole's Yamakabini. I swear to God, I'm not drunk. Well, it's probably best to be drunk listening to this story. Just kind of take the edge out of it. That's... Turd Ferguson, yeah, you need an allegedly sound effect. We can create a banner here real quick. Everything in this video is only an allegation. Guilty until proven innocent. She is. Okay. There we go. That's our allegation thing we got going here. And boom. Boom, boom. All right, add the banner. Here we go. And do our ticker roll. There we go. All right, we are good. Thank you so much for that idea. That helps. And why did they think she was in the landfill? Asks Xcomer. There's the reason is essentially we'll get all right. We'll just talk about it now. We'll get to it. But the short of the story is she was seen throwing a garbage bag into a dumpster a couple of miles from the home, not too long after the incident was supposed to have occurred. So yeah, they have her. They can put her at a dumpster in the middle of the night with a garbage bag far from her home, right around the time this incident occurred. Just Shay. Shay's the hot reporter. Shay, if you're watching, keep up the good work. All right, let's jump into what Brett has to say here.
Brett, where do things stand tonight?
Tina, I can tell you those searchers, they have gone home for the day and for the week. They will suspend their search at that landfill over the weekend as they did last weekend. It's a time for them to essentially regroup in their efforts, take some type of break, as well as the landfill does close for the weekend. So they have gone home. They will resume their search on Monday morning at daybreak. I can tell you they can't tell us exactly how much trash they have gone through or if they have found anything relevant to this case. Speaking of Quentin's mom, as you did at the beginning of this story, let me show you some brand new video we just got. This is out front of Quentin's home. It is Buckhalter Road, about 7 miles from where this command center is. This is the first time we have seen this. Protesters, they have been in front of that house for at least 2 weeks now, and Quentin's been missing for 3. But those protesters today met with Billy Joe Howell, Quentin's grandmother, and LEILANI Simon, Quentin's mom, out front. They, of course, screaming justice for Quentin back at those protesters. There was some kind of a debacle there earlier today. The police have been called at least twice today back to that home. Once we
So there we go. First, this doesn't seem genuine at all to me. They know the neighbors are hating them. The neighbors are picketing. The people in the town are picketing, but they go and set up camp right in front of the picketers. Just it doesn't scream "someone help us." It screams like they're egging them on. And it's got to the point apparently where there's conflicts that the police have already been there twice that day. So it's starting to heat up around the neighborhood because nobody is believing her story except for her, and we know that she isn't even believing her own story. Wait, who's the hot reporter? Shay. Shay's the hot reporter.
know from the police department involving signs. Meanwhile, let's get to new pictures we got today from the Chatham County Police Department and the FBI. This is an update of the intense and the incredible amount of work that they have to do in this search. You can see just those piles of trash. I can tell you from what we've been told by the FBI, they essentially bring trash from where they believe this dumpster that Quentin's body was in was dumped. They search through 2 lines of trash, and as soon as one of those lines is done, they bring in another one. Tina?
Well, Brett, you spoke.
God, can you imagine just being on that crew where you stand there from morning to night, literally poking through every piece of trash in an entire landfill, looking for the body of a 20-month-old baby. Meanwhile, having a very good idea that the mother who has not been arrested is sitting out on her front lawn, just egging the neighbors on. This story is so messed up at every level. Ugh. Right, you got the white thing. Here's Flux dropping a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Flux. Guilty until proven innocent, the American way. Yeah, we should have innocent until proven guilty, but allegedly. Other family members in the home wonder if they'll be charged. Apparently nobody was there at the time it happened. The grandmother was asleep, and it's just a messed up story. But she was the mother doesn't even have custody. But the grandmother was letting the baby stay there. The grandmother, it's a messed up story. If anybody else is charged, I believe it would be the grandmother for being an accessory after the fact, if she's proven to have actually known about it and maintained her innocence while knowing about this.
Spoke to Quentin's biological father. What can you tell us about that conversation?
I can tell you we spent 2 days in Girard, Georgia. That's in Burke County, about 70, 80 miles away from here. And that is where Quentin Simon's biological father, Bubba Moss, lives. He is, of course, going through the loss of his son. As police have said, they believe Quentin is dead. But also we know that this week he lost his mother as well. I can tell you in the obituary for his mother, Quentin Simon listed as a survivor. But Bubba, obviously emotional in both of these. We asked him if he could tell us anything about his son, how he feels about this. He simply just walked back into his home. Tina.
That poor father. Again, as we've talked about, the father of the baby not only lost his baby, but his mother died, and then his father was hit and killed a couple of weeks later, or a week or two. I mean, that's horrific. I feel so horrible for that guy. I mean, all of you are asking the questions. How did the baby die? We'll get to all of these. We've got a couple of other news stories left, and then we're going to read the criminal indictment. We'll read a summary news story of it, and then we'll actually go through and read the criminal indictment. This just sucks. This whole thing sucks. And this is one of these cases where if the mother doesn't plead guilty and this goes to trial, she will probably go down in history as one of the most evil people to walk the earth. I mean, this is just filthy. And can you see the parallels to the Casey Anthony case here? So this was being compared to the Casey Anthony case before this Netflix thing started to take hold and catch fire. But poor Bubba, man. Bubba's just sucks to be Bubba. Wait, to be Flair says, I can't quit the chat. Well, thank you very much. But I changed my approach since I can't chat throughout the entire stream. I try to keep my phone out of my hands at work, even if I can't get away with it. Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. It's difficult for me not to chat while I'm at work with other streamers. But well, they've been searching the landfill. Then we go almost exactly a month out from the day the child went missing. Then we get the bad news that the baby was found.
This afternoon, Chatham County Police Department detectives arrested 22-year-old LEILANI Simon and charged her with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, false reporting, and making false statements in connection with the disappearance and death of her son, 20-month-old Quentin Simon. LEILANI Simon is being held at the Chatham County Detention Center and is awaiting a bond hearing. We do not anticipate any other arrests in this case. She has been the sole suspect from the beginning.
Yeah, see, they didn't believe her story from square one, but they have to play along with it. They can't just arrest her without the evidence, but they've got the evidence. And then the primary piece of evidence, of course, is the body, which as soon as they found the body, she was taken into custody immediately. And we are a little over 45 minutes into this. We have 693 concurrent viewers and only 292 likes. Don't make me sick my mods on you guys. We know you're here. We know you like the story. You know we like what you're watching. We know you like it because you're still here. Do me a big solid favor. And while I'm taking this little break to avoid any copyright issues, please go down there and hit that like button. I would deeply appreciate it. We should be up to 600 likes that fast. We can get 300 more likes easily if all of you that haven't just literally take half a second and click that like button. Then I don't have to talk about it anymore. It's like once I get to 600, that triggers the YouTube algorithm to say, hey, everybody, let's recommend this video to you. And that makes me happy. So if it gets to 600, I never have to bother about begging for likes again. I'm not begging, I'm grifting for likes. Begging is such a negative word. So all right, and you hit the subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, these are the things we do. We cover crimes, we cover real crimes, we cover trials, we cover historical trials. Tomorrow is going to be O.J. Simpson. We're going back to O.J. Simpson. Every Thursday is O.J. Simpson Day. Tomorrow, we're looking at Mark Furman takes the stand for the last time, and a couple of other witnesses testify as to what a piece of garbage human being he is. And then Friday, we're going to do a Christmas stream. So there we go. Those are the things you like. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button. The subscribe button would help greatly, but right now the like button is important. So thank you very much. All right, let's jump back into this. We've cleared all the super chats. Hump the like button. Go on and put your DNA on the like button. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate that. Don't make me sick the mods after you. We got up to 388 now, so we're slightly over the halfway mark, slightly over the 50% mark. But hit that like button. Now we can be up to 700 because we got 703 concurrent viewers. Swan Lake Lady says, if you have to feel sorry for those nobody's talking about. The guy who dumped the trash, the people who worked at the garbage dump who compact the trash. Now they all know there was a baby in it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we know you don't like the story, Holly, but you like me. That's why you're here. You're here for my winning personality and witty repartee. As witty as we can be with this subject here. Anyway. Well, you can be a lurker that hits the like button, Napoleon. All right, let's get back to this press conference.
On Friday, our search teams at the waste management landfill found what they believed were human remains. This afternoon, the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia, confirmed that they are, in fact, human remains. Additional testing, including a DNA analysis, is being conducted, and we have every reason to believe that this will confirm the remains are Quentin's. This is a heartbreaking development for everyone who loved Quentin, for the many people who came to know him after his disappearance, and for our department. When we first received the call that Quentin was missing, we were hopeful that we would find him alive and unharmed.
Yeah, so was the mother,
But as we
allegedly.
have been telling you for weeks, all of our evidence pointed to his mother being responsible for his death and disappearance, and his remains being found in the landfill.
See, and that's the thing. That's what I like about these cop guys. They didn't hide the fact they thought she was a suspect. They're basically telling the entire world, we think that woman sitting over there in her front yard is the one that killed her baby. We know she did it. We're confident that we're going to be able to bring this here. And they just let her sit there because, you know, they're taking their time, they're crossing their T's, they're dotting their I's. But meanwhile, the rest of the community is with the police on this clearly. So the police know who she is. They've kept their eye on her. They've pressed her, and now there you go. They have what they need. They have the body.
I would like to thank the many people and agencies who worked hard to ensure that Quentin was found, that he would have a proper resting place, and that justice would be served. First and foremost, I want to thank the FBI. We are incredibly grateful for their invaluable assistance. Their expertise, their manpower, resources, and guidance are unmatched and were crucial in our efforts to find Quentin. They were on the scene within 3 hours of Quentin being reported missing and have assisted with every aspect of this investigation. The resources they poured into the landfill search are extraordinary and are the reason that we were able to find Quentin. I can't thank them enough. Chatham County Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division also deserves special recognition. Their devotion to Quentin, to making sure this crime did not go unsolved, is an example of police work at its finest. Our detectives worked tirelessly and were determined to follow every lead and uncover every piece of evidence in this case. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, and Department of Natural Resources all had officers searching the landfill alongside our officers and the FBI. The support of the Chatham County Emergency Management Agency, Chatham Emergency Services, Chatham Occupational Safety and Health, Savannah Police, and Savannah Fire also were invaluable in this massive effort.
I mean, just listen to the huge number of people and organizations that were involved in trying to find this child. Meanwhile, this mother knew exactly what happened, and she knew she was a suspect. The good thing, if you can pull a good thing out of this, if she is guilty, if she's guilty, she alleged, yeah. So you even notice it's not going to go well for her. This was her chance. This was her chance to confess, to beg for mercy, to arrange a plea deal of some sort. But after all she put the community and all of these organizations and all of these people through here, the prosecution is going to be much less inclined to show any leniency whatsoever to her if she's convicted. But God, it's always hard to hear about children. I mean, even look at the chief here. I mean, even his eyes are red and tear-eyed. How can you not be affected by this?
Finally, I would like to thank the many people who showed their support for our department during this incredibly difficult and important investigation. We appreciate those who kept faith in the system and waited patiently for evidence we needed to make sure Quentin has every opportunity to receive the justice he deserves. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Will Clark, who has some comments from the FBI.
Good evening. My name is Will Clark. I'm the Senior Supervisory Resident Agent of the Savannah and Brunswick offices of the FBI. 1 month ago, we began this landfill search alongside Chatham County Police Department with one purpose in mind, and that was to find Quentin and to bring him home. On Friday, search crews from the FBI in Chatham County found what we preliminarily believe are partial remains from a human child.
No.
Those bones were immediately sent to our lab in Quantico, Virginia. Additional testing for potential confirmation is now underway.
Yeah, they know it's the baby, of course. They just have to go through and get the formal forensic analysis done. Yeah, Sovereign Bosman says, but legal advice is that's what parents do when they're innocent, right? Sit on the front lawn looking at protesters while other people are looking for their child. Yeah, exactly. Brittany asks, does Georgia have the death penalty? Yeah, Georgia does have the death penalty. I hope she gets the needle. They got the needle in Georgia. So let's hope that if she's found guilty, and if she did it, cough cough, she gets the needle. The child was 20 months old, Killer Vic. It was her 20-month-old baby. Yeah, exactly. Trigram with partial remains. I mean, the baby's been sitting in a bag in a dumpster in Georgia for over a month. Ugh. Fuck this woman, seriously.
It could be days before we have final results. What happened to this 20-month-old child is unthinkable. No child should be harmed by anyone, let alone the person in their lives that should be their protector. This investigation does not end here. There is more work to do. The FBI, along with our law enforcement partners, will continue to find justice for Quentin. Thank you.
God bless you, officer. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you. We'll appreciate that.
Find enough
We'll
to
try to answer
guarantee
some
her the
questions that you
needle.
may have. Just be mindful that there's many we may not be able to answer, but we'll be willing to take some questions at this time.
You guys found bones in the landfill? Is that?
We found human remains. Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe the point that Quentin was put in that dumpster, do you believe that he was alive then or had died before he was in the dumpster and remained?
God, look at this guy's eyes. This is a man that's been crying all damn day. Look at how red and bloodshot those eyes are. His eyes are swollen. This is a cop with a heart, man. How could you not have a heart? Ugh.
Then or had died before he was in the dumpster and remained.
That's a traumatized officer, right?
I didn't hear the first part. I'm sorry.
Do you believe that Quentin Simon was alive when he was in the landfill? Do you believe he died before he was put in that dumpster?
I can't answer that question.
You've charged Leilani with murder. Can you speak on whether you think it was accidental or intentional?
I can't speak to that.
Can you talk a little bit about what evidence you all confirmed or learned on Friday led you all to go ahead and make that arrest specifically for today versus earlier on?
Well, as we had said from the beginning with the landfill, we had every belief that Quentin was there in the landfill. Having found what we found on Friday and the preliminary findings from the FBI that we got today led us to make an arrest today. We feel that we have a very strong case. We have put thousands of hours into this, and we believe that this was the right move.
His eyes are killing me, man. His eyes are just killing me. I mean, this is a guy who's just literally just beaten down, defeated, crying all day. Lawyers, doctors, police officers, firemen, nurses, we can be some hardened fuckers at times and laugh. We have horrific senses of humor. But I mean, I just can't imagine what it would take out of you to have to be there when they open up this bag that's been sitting in a dumpster and the landfill for a month to see the partial remains of a 20-month-old baby that everybody's been looking for the past month. and knowing from day one who you think did it. That's got to fuck you up in the head a lot.
Today to be able to do that. She doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving, quite frankly, if I can go off script a little bit. Quentin deserves that.
You said that you didn't believe any other arrest would be made. Are you guys looking into Billy Joe at all?
We are not.
And so you just to confirm, kind of clarify that you all were looking to find some sort of remains from the body to go ahead and move forward with the arrest.
That's correct.
Chief, would the charges have been the same in this case had you not made that discovery on Friday? Say if this case had continued, search found nothing in the landfill, would you still have been able to make a case for Quentin to have justice, or how significant was this find?
Well, it was very significant, obviously, for obvious reasons. We do believe we had a strong case otherwise, but that would have been in counsel with the Chatham County District Attorney's Office, but we believe we had a strong case otherwise.
You've certainly been very personal about this, and you said at that landfill that day with the picture behind you said, we want to make sure we bring Quentin home and we give him a final place of rest. You wanted him to be able to make sure he wasn't in that dump. On Friday, how personal was that find for you?
Well, it was very personal, quite frankly. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to that. I mean, knowing the hard work that went into this investigation.
The kid was missing for 1 month.
Not just Chatham County Police Department, but everybody that chipped in, the FBI, GBI, DNR, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, the civilians, you name it, from A to Z, we were 100% committed to bringing justice for Quentin and to appreciate the amount of human effort, the amount of human emotion that goes into a case like this, and to appreciate, hopefully, that this comes to a conclusion in terms of a conviction and things of that nature. You have a lot of emotions about that. You also have a lot of emotions as just a general human being, as a person who has children. You see the impact that has on people. So if you step back and take a moment to kind of absorb that, I think that if you didn't have any feelings about that, you might have to ask yourself a few questions.
Talking over everybody. KT says, hope they build a solid case. Well, we'll read the criminal complaint here in its entirety, and they've already built a good case. They just needed the body to lock it in solid, I think. I mean, I think they could go to trial tomorrow and get a conviction. But they have to go through the process. It'll take a while, but they'll get there.
Outside of the search in the landfill, the remains you guys found on Friday, was there any evidence you guys found in the search you guys did of the pool, cell phones, or computers, or anything that also led to the arrest?
I can't answer that.
Has Leilani's status as flight risk changed, or did it change prior to the arrest?
No.
Way to go, reporter. The mother's been arrested. Has her status as it relates to being a flight risk changed since? Yeah, she's not a flight risk anymore. She's locked up in jail. She ain't running anywhere. Duh.
Chief, you said this preliminary. You would assume there isn't other human remains in that landfill, but until you get it fully 100% confirmed that these are Quentin's remains, what makes you confident to make the arrest today?
I can't get into the high level of detail, but just on some of the preliminary information that we got from the FBI, we have a high level of confidence that those are Quentin's remains. And we felt that we needed to make the arrest today because that was the right thing to do.
When you say human remains, what kind of remains are we talking when you say human remains? Any more specific details about?
No, ma'am.
Why would you ask that question? See, that's the kind of shit I hate from reporters, is when they start asking for the gory details. Ooh, you said you found partial remains. What did you mean by remains? What are we talking about? That has nothing to do with the story. You just want the shock value, the gruesomeness of the news story. That's especially the condition the officer, the condition this officer's in. I mean, that's just some bullshittery going. I hate reporters when they do that. The reporters are just ghouls in that case. And that's just a ghoulish, nasty question to ask. Ooh, what did you mean by remains? Tell us the details. Tell us the gory details of the remains. Partial remains is a good enough fucking explanation, you degenerate reporter.
Go ahead,
Chief, this case has been one that has
Oh,
taken
hell
action.
yeah.
There's been a lot of pressure against you personally with your name out of the mouth of protesters, out of the mouth of people in the community. You've gotten a lot of pressure about making this arrest. Standing here today and knowing that you have this key piece of evidence, as you just said, what kind of message do you send to the community? People, A, that had your back and said, yes, we're going to wait on the.
Yes, this is a death penalty state or county? A death penalty is a thing in Georgia. It's the needle lethal injection. So we can hope that she gets it if she's guilty, allegedly.
Police to do this, and then to the people who said this arrest should have happened almost 50 days.
Well, you know, I didn't honestly feel a lot of pressure, quite frankly, only because I believed in our investigative process, the expertise that we were seeking that was around us, you know, having a little bit of experience, you know, in this profession. I understood people's perspective. I understood that, you know, some people had their own strong feelings about when an arrest should be made and things that were going on, but we stayed focused on what we know and what we know how to do. And in conjunction with the FBI, we stayed the course. And so to those folks that supported us, to the citizens that believed in us and believed in our department, I thank you. And for those that had questions, that's their right to do so. This is America. You can have all the opinions you want, but you know, I'm just so proud of our team and where we're at today.
As far as today's conclusion, do you feel like there's a sense of relief as far as you all officers, FBI agents, to come to an arrest? Go ahead.
Do you feel there's a sense of relief? What do you think, reporter? God, what happened to journalism? What happened to the art of asking questions? Don't ask the obvious fucking softball questions just to get your story in the news, woman. If you're going to ask a question, ask one with meaning. Ask a meaningful question. Was there a sense of relief? Of course there was a fucking sense of relief. God. Criminy said GA is the most death penalty state. It's one of them. It has its share. I would definitely give it that. No, Shay didn't ask that. Shay would never ask a question like that. Shay is better than that. Yeah, they are entitled to ask whatever questions, but you have a limited time. Ask some important questions. Not, you know, has her flight risk status changed? Of course it has. She's under arrest. Ooh, what do you mean when you say partial remains? What do you mean remains? And this whole thing, is there a sense of relief? Yeah, there is. Use your time to ask the questions. It's just it's my gripe against journalists nowadays.
Sure there is. You know, I wouldn't be honest if I didn't say that there was, you know, some weight lifted off of the organization and particularly those detectives and investigators who were completely and 100% committed to seeking justice for Quentin. So there is a little bit of relief, but be mindful, there's still a lot of work to do. And they're dedicated to doing that. And we want to see this to successful prosecution.
Is the landfill search over?
We haven't made that decision yet. That's a decision point that we'll come to once we're able to get some more analysis done. And we'll confer with the FBI and see what the best course of action is.
And LEILANI is also charged with making false statements. What false statements did she make?
I can't get into that.
Is she cooperating with police right now? Is LEILANI?
So they can't get into what false statements she made, but I'm guessing they're in the criminal complaint that we're going to get to here in just a bit.
She's at the Chatham County Detention Center right now.
And I want to go back to the initial question that I asked about whether or not you guys found bones in the landfill.
Well, human remains, some of that are some of them are human bones, and some other evidentiary matters.
And as far as the bond, is there do you all have any updates as to when that we do the bond hearing or that will be.
I do not have that confirmed. I do believe it'll take place tomorrow, but I don't have any time or any confirmation on that. We did, take her to the detention center rather late in the day. So I'm sure that information will come out pretty soon.
Leilani made a statement to me that she would turn herself in. Was there any talk of giving her that opportunity?
No.
I like that. Yeah. She said she'd turn herself in. Did you give her the opportunity? No. We didn't give her the opportunity to turn herself in. We got her ass. I like that question. Max Mura in the house. That must mean we have a meme raid. Mead from Rain. Hurro, hurro, hurro. Mr. Maximura-san. Good. John D., welcome. Everybody that just got here, we've got 812 concurrent viewers and 491 likes. We are 1 hour and 10 minutes into the stream. Everybody that just got here, you are hereby obligated, because you're now part of the coolest chat ever, the Vice Squad, to hit that like button. Sonia or Chris says the reporters are not listening. They're waiting their turn to talk. Precisely. It's, I have this question. I want to be recognized. I want to get my, they're not, some of them anyway, are not being journalists. They're not being reporters. Whatever. It now isn't the time to be going on the journalist, but it just annoys me. It's a trigger point for me. Angry A, this is a fun channel. The chat room is funny. Hey, as I just said, the Vice Squad chat is the best chat, hands down, on the entire YouTube platform. So there you go. Everybody that's here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get the numbers up. Let's get YouTube noticing the channel, and let's all grow as we go. Let's be a grower, not a shower. Let's go, chat.
Made a statement to me that she would turn herself in. Was there any talk of giving her that opportunity?
No.
I just like that. Nope. Next.
You said in the beginning that when we're at the landfill, you said that there's a very specific dumpster that this child was put in. Can you just give us the location of that? How far this was from the house where Quentin was last seen?
I can't give you that information.
I have one more question. Can you just give
Last
us
question.
an estimate on how long this analysis could take?
It could take up to a week. And I have one last comment, and I want to thank you guys. Because just like sometimes law enforcement gets the short end of the stick, you guys get the short end of the stick too. And you guys have been amazing, our local media throughout this. You've been fair, you've been direct, you've asked good questions, and you've, given us some deference when we needed some deference. And so I just wanted to say thank you for your work that you do every day.
Well, that was a dramatic note leaving here. Wow. All right. There we are. This is rough. Moose Maneuver says, oh, for fuck's sake, someone add up how many times Jeff asks for likes. Hey, I ask for likes until we get 600. I ask for about every 15, 20 minutes until we get up to the 600. We're at 527 likes now, just 73 more, and you don't have to hear me talk about it. So there you go. I just talked about it again. So chalk up that number. To be Flair summarizing us here for Legendary Racing, mom killed her kid and got caught. Mom killed her 20-month-old child and got caught dumping the child into a dumpster, in a bag, in a dumpster, a couple of miles away from her home near the time of the baby going missing. And that linked it to a landfill. They found the child. They've charged her with a large number of charges. We'll get to the charges here in just a bit. So where do we go from here? They found the body. They arrested her. Let's get I want to know why she did it. Yeah, well, as soon as we start reading that indictment, that criminal complaint, it'll pretty much become clear why she did it. The grandmother wasn't arrested. The grandmother, so weirdly, again, this is the connection thing here. The grandmother the baby mama that was shouting at the babysitter and sitting out in front of the house, she was arrested for something else a few days ago. Totally unrelated to this case. I can't remember what it was. It was an outstanding something of some kind. But the mother's mother, the grandma, was arrested for something. But not related to this, unfortunately. As the police officer said, they don't foresee arresting or charging anybody further in this case because they just figured the mom did it from day one. Well, let's look into the arrest a little bit more here. And just because I know that it annoys Moose, hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know you want to do it. Hit it. We need 34 more likes, and you don't have to hear me talk about likes anymore. How's that for an incentive? Aaron says, throw the book at this bitch. Got to agree with you. She did it because she's a heartless monster. Yeah. At least Jeff isn't a duck about asking for likes like Branca. He's an ass about it. See, I actually use Bronca to my advantage. That's why I say if it's below 50%, I just go, don't make me go full Bronca and then threaten to leave if you don't get us up over 50%. But we're well over 50%, so I don't have to make that threat. Now I just want to get over the line. We need 19 more likes. And I'm just talking about the likes now because I annoy some of you. And a little bit of levity here. Law this stab the like button if you're angry. Yeah, do that. Leave your DNA on the like. All right, let's go. Let's get up here with the
WTOC.
Let's see what Shay has to say.
Continues to follow the breaking news in Chatham County,
Shay,
where the mother of
my
the
girl,
toddler, Quentin Simon, who went missing a month ago, has been arrested. Police holding a news conference just moments ago, sharing with us the heartbreaking news that human remains were found, believed to be that of one-year-old Quentin. Our Shay Schrader was there, and she joins us live with a recap of what we know. Shay?
Let's go, Double S. What do you got to say?
We know that Quentin was first reported missing almost 7 weeks ago, and today his mother, LEILANI Simon, who has been the sole suspect in his disappearance and death, has been arrested and charged with several things, including murder, false report of a crime, false statements, and concealing of another. So 4 fairly major charges there. Will Clark with the FBI said that in the landfill search on Friday, the FBI recovered what they believe to be human remains, though that is yet to be confirmed by testing, but they do have good reason to believe that that is human remains. And then if they are, there will be a DNA analysis to check and make sure that those are indeed Quentin's remains. LEILANI was arrested earlier this afternoon and booked into the Chatham County Detention Center.
Oh, yeah.
I saw her being brought in. She was brought in a police car with a black vehicle behind her. She was in a hoodie with her hood pulled up over her head as she walked into the detention center. We're not exactly sure yet when that bond hearing is going to be, but this all comes just days before the holidays. Sucks. And a couple weeks ago, I spoke to LEILANI personally, and she told me that if there was any evidence that suggests that she had anything to do with Quentin's death and disappearance, that she would turn herself in. Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley said that she was not given that opportunity.
Yeah. Hey, we just hit 600 likes.
Thousands of hours into this, and we believed that this was the right move today to be able to do that. She doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving, quite frankly, if I can go off script a little bit. Quentin deserves that.
It's yet to be determined whether the landfill search is over or not. So there is potential that the landfill search could continue. We're just not exactly sure at this point, but we will, of course, keep you updated as we learn any new developments. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
All right. Thank you, Shay. Alyssa.
I got to see if I can get Shay on stream here. We need to reach out to Shay. I think, we need a Bay on stream.
Jackson.
Shay
going back out to the neighborhood to speak with neighbors before this news conference. She joins us now live with more about what they had to say about the arrest. Alyssa?
Hey, Mike, as you can imagine, the neighborhood feeling a lot today. They have been involved in this since the search started, since baby Quentin was reported missing. And as Will Clark with the FBI said, this is heartbreaking for everyone. And I talked to a neighbor who lives just doors down from the baby's house who said she's been watching this. She's been waiting for some action to be taken.
All right, I need a woman here. I need a woman to answer a question for me. It has nothing to do with the story, so I apologize for interrupting for this, but what's going on here? What's this hairline thing doing here? It's not a wig. Is that just like a shave mark? Is that like where the forehead hair has been shaved? Is that some sort of weave going on? Is that a hair? What the hell is that? I'm just curious. That whole thing can't be a wig, can it? I mean, that if that's a wig, that ain't a good wig. No, that's not a wig. No, women, stop saying that's a wig. You can do better than that. That's got to be the worst wig ever and the worst wig line ever. No, it's the lace in front of her wig. No, I don't want to believe that. Oh, God. Shay, slap this woman and show her how to do her hair. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. It seems pretty much unanimous. It seems pretty unanimous. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, all right, we're back. I've just been reading through these comments. Like, literally 100% of the women are saying that is a wig. Wigs give me weird boners. I'm sorry. Weave and hairline. It is, okay, we have one dissenting voice. Weave and a hairline. It is. Oh. Yeah, but the lace edges. Oh, God. All right. Yeah, I didn't want to think that it could be that bad because that just doesn't even. All right, whatever. I don't do appearance shaming. Sure, those of you that know me know I would never make comments about how people look, but that just isn't even trying. All right, let's go.
And she's been waiting for someone to be held responsible. So she just voiced to me
I'm
how
waiting for someone to be held responsible for this. That's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for someone to be held responsible for that.
Today is for her and how she's happy that this is finally moving forward.
I was happy. I'm glad that they've arrested her. It's just been heartbreaking. And this is the best news that has come out of this situation. I still cry.
Oh.
I can think of him, they'll show a picture of him on TV, and I'll cry. It happened right around my birthday. I told people that was the most miserable birthday I've ever had.
Oh, that's too bad.
Now, as the Chatham County Police Department mentioned earlier, millions of people have been watching this from the start. So just as you guys saw moments ago, Chief Hadley getting emotional, so many people are emotional watching this unfold. Obviously, there is no good outcome to this case, but we were told that LEILANI Simon will have her first appearance tomorrow in court. We'll be watching that as it develops. Live at the Chatham County Police Department, Alyssa Jackson, WTOC News.
Again, you can find everything we know about this case on our website, WTOC.com. Just look for the Quentin Simon case page under the news tab.
Legendary Racing. Mom's innocent Steve did it. Again with this Steve. Oh, don't worry. Sometime next week, we'll get to another Steve update, a Steve wife's update, and a Steve and wife's lawyer update. They've all gone off the damn hook. Hey, you know you didn't like the video you're sharing now, Legal Vices Law. No, I didn't like the video, but I did subscribe to Shay's Facebook page. Pinochet's helicopter tours. Thank you so much for the super chat. Deeply appreciated. People blindly praising police is misguided, in my humble opinion. Eventually, they will be our oppressors on behalf of the state. Trust skeptically and keep a keen eye. Well, they do darn good jobs, mostly in cases like this. Can't fault them in this case. Fondant says Grady Judd should have been the sheriff on this case. He is the GOAT. He would have gone off on the reporters. Grady Judd. I don't know who Grady Judd is, but I hope so. X-Comer, Triple Z. I wonder why you don't recognize a hairline. That's not a hairline. I don't know what that was. It frightened me. Kitty, wigs can be expensive, yo. Yeah, they can be. That one clearly wasn't. And Tigo Arrigo says it's really intricate how it's done. Very impressive. Usually. Yeah, usually. Hey, Red Cloud. Red Cloud saying, hey, Jeff. Hey, chat. Shots are fired. Which shots? Which shots are we firing? Oh, okay. There's lots of shots being fired here. It's called a frontal. At least it's not called a facial, I guess. It's a full frontal. Yeah. Sort of look more like, never mind. All right. I was just curious. That wig threw me off, and I had to use that as a good point to break up the potential for a copyright claim. So I just thought I would ask that because it was disturbing. I couldn't figure out if it was like a weave line, a hairline, some sort of sweatband. I don't know what it was. Well, I think we need a little more shea to take my mind off the wig.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Sela. Dawn Baker has the night off. Tonight, the mother accused of killing her 20-month-old son in Chatham County, Quentin Simon, remains behind bars. No bond was set for LEILANI Simon today. The Recorder's Court judge hearing the case says his court doesn't have the authority murder cases. She did not appear in court personally. She was represented by the public defender's office today. LEILANI is facing
now
personally.
Okay, so apparently Andrew Tate is the judge.
Simon today, the Recorder's Court judge hearing the case says his court doesn't have the authority.
Yeah, doesn't. All right, shut
murder
up.
Cases.
Yeah, so Andrew Tate seems to be the judge.
She did not appear in court personally,
but
she was represented by the public defender's office today.
That is one hell of a mask she's got on there. that's a championship level mask. Go for it. Hamburger and Fries asks, when is the case? Unless she pleads guilty, it's going to be a long way off because she was just arrested the other day. So we are at the very beginning of this case. The double helix mask. It's the DNA mask. Nice bra on the face. Yeah, that's a hell of a mask, and that's coming from someone who lives in Korea, where it's a mask culture. Whew. Oh, masks do things, just not what most people think they do. All right, let's get back to the public defender.
LEILANI is facing several charges in Quentin's disappearance and death, including murder. It's now been 7 weeks to the day since little Quentin went missing from his home on Buckhalter Road in Chatham County. Since then, several developments have happened in the case. Camille Syed shows us how we got to this point.
A lot has happened since Quentin went missing 7 weeks ago today. LEILANI Simon reported her 20-month-old son, Quentin, missing on October 5th. A week later, on October 12th, police named LEILANI as their only suspects in Quentin's disappearance and presumed death. Over a month after that, she was arrested. That's on November 18th, after law enforcement found remains that they believe are Quentin's this past Friday. Fast forward to today. LEILANI Simon pleaded not guilty on multiple charges, including the murder of her son, and she was denied bond.
This court will not consider bond, don't have the jurisdiction or authority to do so.
Quentin lived with his...
So there we go. She's pled not guilty. The court didn't consider the bond at that point in time because it wasn't a bond court. It was just the arraignment court, and the arraignment court doesn't deal with the bonds. That has to go to a bond hearing. So she went to a bond hearing, and they'll talk about that here in just a bit.
22-year-old mom Leilani and his grandmother Billy Joe Howell. Howell had custody of Quentin, filed an eviction notice on Leilani and her boyfriend on September 26.
Yeah, so that's another thing that we didn't get into because I forgot about it. Grandma had custody, but as we mentioned, they were all together. The mother and her boyfriend are living with grandma, but living with her mother. So baby mama and baby mama. Baby mama and baby mama boyfriend are living with baby mama. But baby mama is trying to evict baby mama and baby mama boyfriend from the house. So that's another thing we're looking at. This grandma who is so up in arms, who is so defensive of her daughter, who is so supportive of her daughter, is also the one that's trying to get her evicted from the house while all this is going on.
A little over a week before Quentin goes missing. In between Quentin being reported missing and Leilani's court hearing, Chatham County Police and FBI agents scoured through a landfill for exactly 1 month until they found.
Karawi says, I can't afford a super chat. Now, what just, you don't need to do a super chat. If I see something, I'll try to comment on it, but you don't feel that way. Where is the father? The father lives in a town about 80 miles away. The father's going through his own shit with this. We talked about at the beginning of this, his mother died. His baby has turned up missing and presumed dead. And then a couple of weeks after his mother died, his father was hit by a car and killed in a hit and run accident. So he lost his baby and both of his parents in the space of just a few weeks. So father's not doing real good, I guess. KT, welcome to the Clean and Sober crew, our newest Clean and Sober member. Thank you so much. Chat, you guys are degenerates. Do you spell it Geoff or Jeff? AKA, did your parents hold an extra chromosome? Yeah, I'm a Jeff, not a Geoff. In my 9th grade geometry class, we had 9 Jeffs. But I always said we had 8 Jeffs and 1 Geoff. But still, there was Jeff 1, Jeff 2, Jeff 3. I think I was Jeff 2. I can't remember real quick. Yeah, but we had, I'm not a Geoff, I'm a Jeff. Now the question is Jeffrey or Jefffery? That's the Jeffrey conundrum. I'm an Rey, but one of my best friends here is an Ery. So anywho. Yeah, that is a serious string of bad luck. The poor father. I mean, that just sucks to be him. I can't read some of these. That's funny, but I can't read it. Oh God. You degenerate chat. Shame on you. Just make sure I've highlighted all the super chats. Okay, we have a couple super chats here. Then we'll finish off this news story. Then we'll read the entirety of the indictment. Apostle Steve says, why does this guy sound like Joe from the Family Guy? The reporter, the in-studio reporter kind of does, doesn't he? Legendary Racing, one way to evict her, frame her for murder. Wow. There are other less intrusive ways of evicting someone from the house. Oh my gosh. Xcomer Triple Z with this NOK bringing the Norwegian krona into the house. In chat, Korawi, I want to let you know you woke me up with a smile and I appreciate it more than you know. Oh, well, if you can smile at this story, you either have a big heart or you're just a degenerate like everybody else in chat here. Hopefully it's a mix of both. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Oh, there we go. Oop, I see it. Yeah, I try to get to as many of these chats as I can. Scroll back down. See, no, we haven't missed anything. We did have the meme copium rate a bit back. Thanks to everybody there. And I don't want to upset anyone by saying hit the like button because we've gone over 600 likes. So hitting the like button is optional at this point. I'm not going to talk about hitting the like button. So that's up to you whether you want to do that or not. But I'm not going to mention hitting the like button now or what hitting that like button means to the channel. Not going to talk about any of that. So you're safe from me reminding you to hit that like button until further notice. But do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I would love to have your subscription so we can help this channel grow. We're going to be following this case until it goes away. We're following the Colorado LGBTQ bar shooting. Got some updates on that next week. We're following the Idaho murders. We're following Courtney Clenny closely. We're following Taylor Business, who chopped up her boyfriend and left his head in a bucket at the bottom of the stairs. We're talking about that case. We're talking about Bradley Yone. This week, I was going to do a mix, like half of this story and then half of the Bradley Yone story. But the more I got into this, the more fucked up this was. And the deeper I got into it. So I delayed the Bradley Yone deep dive until next Tuesday. Bradley Yone, for those of you who don't know, he was accused of kidnapping and essaying someone. He's charged with 3 felonies. He is representing himself as a sovereign citizen. So his trial has the potential to be even crazier than Darrell Brooks's case does. Because Darrell Brooks was just kind of an idiot. This guy is an aggressive mofo. We'll be watching the entirety of one of his hearings, which lasted an entire 13 minutes. So yeah, these are the things we watch. So hit that like button if these are the things you want to follow. We do nostalgia. Tomorrow is O.J. Simpson Day. We're doing an O.J. Simpson stream every Thursday for the parts of the O.J. Simpson trial I found interesting to show you what masterful prosecution doesn't look like and what amazing defense lawyers look like. Some of the greatest defense lawyers to walk planet Earth, and how they operated and how they created reasonable doubt in the minds of the jury. And then Friday, we're just going to do a chill stream. I got a bunch of eggnog I just made. The eggnog is lined up. Depending on how these super chats go, I could get incredibly liquored up. But otherwise, it's going to be a chill Christmas stream. Have some guests on. Have some of the. Yesterday was a Meet the Mods Moddy Christmas Day. Some of the mods that couldn't get in will be there on Friday. We'll have some other guests. We'll hang out. We'll chill and have a Christmassy time. Christmas Eve in the States. Christmas in Korea. I'm just going to do a cooking stream. Why not? I have a Christmas dinner to go to in the afternoon. So earlier that day, I'll stream me making some honey glazed ham, some mashed potatoes, and candied yams. So we do it all here. Trials, criminal cases, real crime, cooking, drinking. We do it all here. So stay tuned for Friday and Christmas Eve. You won't want to miss that.
On what they believe are Quentin's remains last Friday. Leilani, who is currently in jail for killing her son Quentin, has 2 other young children. Neither were in her custody before she was arrested. While Leilani is behind bars, many questions remain. We still don't know what led up to Quentin's death or what evidence law enforcement has that leads them to believe Leilani murdered her child. As we learn more about this case, WTOC will bring you the latest. Camille Syed, WTOC News.
Our Shay Schrader spoke to Leilani on October 24th in an
Hey,
interview
Shay,
you only
looking
saw
green
here
for
on
Christmas.
WTOC. And tonight we're looking back at that exclusive interview. Shay joins us now in the newsroom. And Shay, what does this interview look like knowing what we know now?
It looks like
That interview was almost a month ago, and it was the only time that I've ever spoken with Leilani. That was on October 24th. And when I did that interview, Chatham County Police had already said that they believed Quentin was dead, had named Leilani their sole suspect, and had started searching a local landfill for Quentin's remains. In that interview, Leilani never outright stated whether she was guilty or innocent. She maintained that she was broken up over Quentin's death and disappearance, visibly crying both when the camera was on and when it was off. However, she said if it came out that she had anything to do with Quentin's disappearance, she would turn herself into the police.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
3.5 weeks after making that statement, Leilani was arrested and charged with murdering her son, Quentin Simon. That came 3 days after Chatham County Police found what they believed to be Quentin's remains in a local landfill. In a news conference held shortly after Leilani's arrest, I asked if she did turn herself in. Leilani made a statement to me that she would turn herself in. Was there any talk?
See, Shay asked the smart question. Shay didn't ask the stupid question. Shay didn't ask any of the dumb questions. Shay asked the right one. Shay asked the, She said she'd turn herself in. Did you give her the opportunity to do it? Shay knows what's up. I'm in love with Shay. She's smoking. She is a smoke factory.
Off and giving her that opportunity.
No. Oh, I'll turn
After
myself
Leilani
in.
made that statement in the interview that she was willing to turn herself in, her mother, Billie Howell, also jumped in.
I will take myself to that police station.
And I will walk with her.
According to a family friend I spoke with on Tuesday, Billie did take Leilani to the FBI office where Leilani was arrested and then transported to the Chatham County Detention Center. That detail matches what I was told by a law enforcement source familiar with the case.
They sat there for 4 hours yesterday until, I'm assuming it was for them to get the warrant. So come and pick Leilani up and took her to jail.
Weeks ago in the interview, Leilani also told me that she didn't know what had happened to Quentin, but cut off her mother to say she hoped he was alive.
We want him found happy and alive.
Oh, you bitch.
We want him back in
You
our arms,
fucking bitch.
holding us. That's what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him.
No, she's in the landfill, you
We're
fucking...
hoping that, you know,
Ugh.
maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
An important note about this case, in the news conference after Leilani was arrested, Chief Hadley said that he does not expect that they will arrest anybody else. Mike?
Right. Thank you, Shay. To look at our coverage of this case, including exclusive interviews and a timeline, head to our website, WTOC.com. Just click on the Quentin Simon case page.
Oof. Well, there we are. There's the news stories we had lined up to take care of this today. Rough case. Got a few super chats and other starred comments to get through here. Then we'll read one news article that kind of summarizes everything. Then we'll jump straight into reading the indictment, the criminal complaint. Oh, we read that one. Phil Moore, thank you so much for the super chat. Aaron Dean got 12 years. Well, he got 11 months. He got 11 years, 10 months, and 21 days. I don't think he deserved a day in jail. Aaron Dean did nothing wrong. Nothing. That's the verdict was uncalled for and unfounded, and the punishment was equally unfounded. Ugh. I'll bet you $20 he accidentally implicates himself in cross-examination of the victim. Yeah, Bradley Yohn. Probably, because that's how he rolls. KT, we mentioned you were a new member. I think so. I can't remember if we mentioned you or not, but KT is our newest clean and sober member. Yeah, now I remember saying it. But yeah, you get a twofer. Recovered alcoholic says, safe from me asking you to hit the like button. Me should do that. Yep, I'm not going to ask you to hit that like button. You know, because I said I wouldn't after 600 likes, so we're not going to mention hitting that like button again. Reindeer, Legal Advice says there is a 4-hour interrogation video of Courtney Clenny on Law and Crime. Yes, there is. We'll be getting into that. And then over on Crime Circus, there is also an hour and 20-something minute interrogation of her when she was arrested for attacking her boyfriend in Las Vegas. So we'll be doing the full Law and Cuck thing, and we'll be doing the Crime Circus interrogation of Courtney Clenny as well. So stand by for lots of Courtney Clenny coming up in the future. Korawi says, Legal Vices, his head and his head. This is why I come here. Well, I'm glad we can give you a reason for showing up. And Sean DeFriend, there's no such thing as a smart question. Oh, yeah, there is. Any question Shay asks is, by definition, a smart question. All right. Enough of the joking. We have one more super chat from Let's Talk About Prepping. What's up, Prep? Waiting for it to, here we go. Dean was just following orders. Yeah, the Nuremberg, that's not really applicable in this place. He was following it. Anyway, that's a different case. different outcome, different comments. But we'll stick with this one without launching into that one. Love Crime Circus too. I'm trying to get him on my stream, but doesn't like to answer anything in my comments or emails, so he thinks I suck, I guess. Oh well, whatever. All right, pulling up the final news article here before we get into the criminal complaint. Georgia mother indicted for allegedly killing 20-month-old son with unknown object, discarding body in dumpster, and lying to police. Oh hell yeah. Yeah, see, I don't want to upset some of the people in chat. They were accusing me, but you're right. Shay should be great. Anyway, not going to read that one. Let's go. This is where we're going to get some of our this is where we're going to get some of our questions answered. The why, the how, the what the hell was going on questions. And then we'll read the criminal complaint. Let's embiggen this so we can read it easier. Ugh, horrible woman. What on earth is that? I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know what that is. This is from a sort of, this is from the Korean eBay. I don't even care what that is. I'm confused. This is some sort of maternity vest. It's because it's from a baby store, BB, which is a big baby store here, but don't want to know what that is on the left. So here, is your microphone too low, or is it just me? Does my microphone sound low? It must just be you, because my microphone's coming in loud and clear to me. If anybody thinks my microphone is too quiet, let me know and I'll turn it up. I don't know what we're looking at, and I don't want to know what we're looking at. No, yeah. If those are condoms, I feel sorry for peeps. Just the tip. All righty. This is what happens. Yeah, Coupang is sort of like the Korean eBay. It's got everything on there. All righty. A grand jury in Chatham County on Wednesday returned a true bill indicting Leilani Marie Simon on 19 charges. See, this is the one I want to see. 2 counts of felony murder and 1 count each of malice murder. I can't. I haven't read the criminal complaint yet, so I'm just kind of curious to find out how she can be charged with 4 counts of murder. I guess we'll see. And concealing the death of another in connection with the death of young Quentin Simon. The court records reviewed by Law and Crime show. Simon is also facing 14 counts of making a false statement and 1 count of false report of a crime. So she's been charged with 19 crimes in relation to this. According to a copy of the 8-page indictment obtained by Law and Crime, prosecutors are alleging that Simon on October 5th, 2022, intentionally killed her son with an unknown object that when used offensively against a person did result in serious bodily injury and cause Quentin's death. The felony murder charges stem from accusations that Simon killed Quentin while also committing felonious acts of aggravated assault and first-degree cruelty to a child. Okay, so she was committing an act of aggravated assault and an act of cruelty. So therefore, that turns into a felony murder, which is basically it's an enhanced level of murder if you kill someone while committing another felony. So you're in the process of killing the felony. You may not have meant to kill them, but you did it. Their death resulted. So you're just as guilty as if you had done it. But she maliciously caused cruel and extensive physical pain in a manner that was unknown to the grand jury at the time of the indictment. Simon then unlawfully concealed Quentin's death by discarding him in a dumpster at Azalea Mobile Home Plaza in order to hinder the discovery of whether Quentin was unlawfully killed, the document states. The false report of a crime charges allege that Simon on October 5th did willfully and knowingly give a false report of crime to the Chatham County Police Department by implying that Quentin Simon had been abducted by an unknown intruder. The indictment also provides additional details into what investigators believed happened after Simon allegedly killed her son, accusing her of repeatedly lying to police and federal agents who were searching for the child. She admitted that she had left her home in the late hours of October 4th to meet her drug dealer. She left the home in the late hours to meet her drug dealer and falsely stated that the purpose of this meeting was to pay for an existing drug debt. The document states, Simon is also accused of falsely claiming that the only drug she regularly used within 24 hours of reporting Quentin missing was marijuana. Yeah, nope. According to prosecutor, Simon falsely claimed that in the early morning hours of October 5th, she left her home to meet her friend Misty to obtain Oragel. When she actually traveled to the Azalea Mobile Home Plaza to discard her son's body in the dumpster. Yeah, Oragel it's like a use it for cold sores or canker sores in your mouth. It's like a numbing agent for those of you that don't know. So yeah, she says, "Oh, I went to meet my friend Misty early in the morning to get some Oragel," but she was just using that as an excuse to dump the body. The document states that Simon repeated the allegedly false claims about her whereabouts and actions on the morning of October 5th in several subsequent interviews with investigators. Then on October 31st, she allegedly claimed that it was not her, but her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, who left the house on the morning of October 5th. There you go. Her story's a changing. However, on November 21st, the same day she was arrested, Simon allegedly admitted that she did leave her house on the morning of October 5th and traveled to the Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, but falsely told investigators that she didn't remember what she had done there, per the indictment. So there's several different explanations for her leaving the house. Hey, Meme, what's up? The human remains were discovered in the landfill on November 18th. The FBI confirmed that the remains were Quentin on November 28th. Chatham County District Attorney Shalina Cook Jones announced the indictment during a Wednesday afternoon press conference. It's a matter that calls our very humanity into question, she said. These are the cases that keep us up at night. These are the cases that deserve justice. These are remote controls for the for the bed in your car. Weird, whatever. There we go. That's the story. That brings us up to date on the timeline, the events, and the reasons. Drugs. Drugs are why she did it. Yeah, I have no idea what that was. I didn't even have the courage to click on it and see. All right, just making sure I didn't miss anything here. Scrolling on down. Yeah, so her first story was he was kidnapped, and she kind of stuck to that. And she blames the boyfriend for saying the boyfriend. I mean, we'll get into more detail in the criminal complaint. We had a question here. Where is the question? Yeah, unlawfully killed. Could she have done it lawfully? Yeah, you could. Be self-defense, something like that. Justifiable homicide. I guess if they're theoretically, if you can justifiably homicide a 20-month-old, a 20-month-old child. He was 20 months, so that's a good point. Could have been for the child teething. Yeah. But it was a lie. First, she said she went there to get the oral gel. Then she said her boyfriend going to get the Oragel. Then she said it was her, but she can't remember why she was there. And she probably changed that story because they said, oh, it's your boyfriend, was it? Well, what about this video of you throwing something in the dumpster? That's probably, oh yeah, I guess I was there. I just can't remember why. All right. It's hot in here. Let me chuck that over there. All right. Hi. Whew, let the head breathe. I'm working on the lighting here. So I have the lighting behind me on the one above me, this gigantic garish LED light. I've turned that off, got my panel light in front of me and a lamp here to kind of, because I was like either frighteningly Caucasian, just ghostly white, or I look pink or, orange. So I'm working on getting the colors situated here so I don't have to do that. So I think this looks okay. And this is what we'll run with. All right, I think we've got all of the the Pale Rider. I think we've got one more button. Only 2 buttons. Only the top 2 buttons undone. I'm not a degenerate. 1, 2. Yep. Just 2 buttons undone. Unless you want to count the top button. It's 2 buttons plus the top button. Just wait for Friday. It might be Sexy Santa Day. The Purple Pimpernel. Scarlet Pimpernel is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. All right. We do have everything ready except for Pinochet's helicopter tours. Dean wasn't on trial. Exigent circumstances was. Arguable. Yeah. It was a political shit show as far as I'm concerned. But it's a different thing. Len says, I'm 57 and have a full head of long blonde hair. Jeff, you're jerking the wrong head, lol. This is a choice. It's actually, you can actually kind of see the stubble growing. I look like a damn hippie. It's got to be at least 2 millimeters long now. I gotta shave this. So, all right, let's get into the criminal indictment here. Am I done for the day? No. We're just getting started. We're at the 2-hour mark, but we're just getting started. We're going to read the 8-page criminal indictment now. Just kind of cleansing the palate, taking a little break, shaking off all the horror so we can dive into the details of the horror. We're going to read the 8-page indictment, the criminal complaint, if you will, against this woman who, and it's still just, it just enrages me that she sat there for a month doing all this crying shit. I hope my baby comes home. I hope she's happy. I hope he's alive. I hope, he comes. When she knew that he was dead in a bag in a dumpster the entire time. Fucking degenerate. Ugh. And not the good kind of degenerate either. Well, Jack, Matt, thank you for not including me in that list. Not going to read the list, but thank you for not including me in that list. Let's bring up the PDF file here. Ozzy said he will give autographs on request. How about you? Why anyone would want my autograph is completely beyond me. I mean, it's like seriously laughable, but I guess, I have no reason to say no. Okay, I guess I'll do it too. Weird. All right. I just want to, I've got to read this, but chat's bringing some heat here. I just want to sit here and read the chat I'm not going to put any of it up on screen, but I'm having fun reading it. Oh my God. Chat, you guys are harsh. You're harsh mistresses. Wow. All right. All right, here we go. I can't look at chat anymore. Otherwise, I'll never read this. Holy crap. Yeah. Oh, come on. I want to. All right. I'm sorry. I was just too involved in reading the chat. Shame on me. I should be focused. I should be a focused content creator. But you guys are brutal. All right. We have 955 viewers and 768 likes. Thank you so much. That's a great ratio. Thanks to everyone that's super chatted so far. Yeah. Legend. No way. My hairline goes all the way to right here-ish. So at least 80% of my head. I think at least 80% of my head is a choice. Whew. All right. This is the criminal complaint against this horrific woman. Shame on her. Ugh. Yep. The offenses: malice murder, felony murder, 2 counts, concealing the death of another, false report of a crime, and making a false statement, 14 counts. So what has she done to warrant all of this? Can we see that clearly? It's a problem with these PDF files. Nope, we can't make it any bigger, otherwise we cut it off. Does this help? Nope. It does not. Let me try to embiggen this screen. There we go, ish. All right. We can do that. Now this is so massive, it takes up most of my screen. All right. Hey, Aussie Overlord, legal vices. I said the same thing. Why the hell would anyone want one? But hey, if people ask, why not? I guess so. Will you cover this trial once it begins in here? Yeah, we're gonna ride this through to the end. So don't worry. Let's read this horrific thing. And I can't make it that big. It just blocks my entire screen, and I can't maintain eye contact with you, wonderful people. All right, defendant. Maybe I got to get it on here. There we go. I can do this. Would the dogs do it? What is wrong with you people? Would the dogs do autographs as well? I'm enjoying Doggo Cam. Well, there's Strawberry back there on the chair. It seems Yoda has moved to the sofa in the living room where Yoda usually sleeps. Okay, dogs, whatever. Can give you paw prints. I don't know how we'd work that, but the defendant on blah blah court pleads. This was December 14th, 2022. This is the verdict form here. We, the jury, find the defendant, blah, blah, blah. But here we go. These are the grand jurors. And I didn't do this. I downloaded this and someone else made these highlights. So Franco Harris died? Like football player Franco Harris? Oh no. Dang. That's too bad. Franco was the man. One of the greatest running backs ever. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He allegedly played for the Seahawks for a while, but we don't talk about that. Oh. Darn. Well, that sucks. He was one of my generation of football players. All right. In the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of malice murder, for that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October, 2022, did unlawfully, with malice aforethought, premeditation, with malice aforethought, cause the death of her son, Quentin Simon, a human being, in a manner unknown to the grand jury at this time. Contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity there. Okay, so this is the indictment. This isn't the criminal complaint here. This is just the indictment. Felony murder, count 2. Count 1 was malice murder. Count 2 is felony murder. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of felony murder. For that, the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October 2022, did commit the offense of aggravated assault in violation of this code, a felony, in that the accused did make an assault upon the person of her son, Quentin Simon, with an object that when used offensively against a person did result in serious bodily injury, the nature of the object being unknown to the grand jury at this time. And the accused did, in the commission of this offense, cause Quentin's death, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. Okay, this is very formal wording. It's just one of the things you fill in the blanks. This wording has probably been used since Christ was a corporal. Count 3, felony murder. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of felony murder. For that, the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October 2022, did commit the offense of cruelty to a child in the 1st degree. in violation of this statute, in that the accused did maliciously cause her son, Quentin Simon, a human being and a child under the age of 18 years, cruel and excessive physical pain in a manner unknown to the grand jury at this time. And the accused did, in the commission of this offense, cause Quentin's death contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. Concealing the death of another, count 4. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of concealing death of another. For that, the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October 2022, did unlawfully conceal the death of her son, Quentin Simon, by discarding him in a dumpster at Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, which hindered the discovery of whether Quentin was unlawfully killed, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. Unlawfully concealed him by discarding him in a dumpster. You fucking degenerate of a human being. Not you lose the right to call yourself a human being if you did that shit. If allegedly. Falsehood on October 5th, 2022. False report of a crime. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon of the offense of false report of a crime. For that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about 5th day of October 2022, did willfully and knowingly give a false report of a crime to the Chatham County Police Department, a law enforcement agency of this state, implying that Quentin Simon had been abducted by an unknown intruder, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. Count 6 is also making a false statement. This false statement. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement. For that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October 2022, did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Marion Lemons of the Chatham County Police Department and Bradford Snyder of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Yeah, don't be making false statements to the FBI. They don't take kindly to that. Bad idea, because they're not really stupid. They just kind of look like it sometimes. The law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful discharge of their official duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate by having admitted that she left her home in the late night hours of October 4th, 2022, to meet her drug dealer, falsely stating that the purpose of this meeting was to pay an existing drug debt, contrary to the laws of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. How old are Strawberry and Yoda? They are coming up on 6 years in March. False statements. Don't make any statements to the FBI. That's not bad advice. Count 7, making a false statement. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, and that said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October 2022, did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Marion Lemons in the Chatham County Police Department and the Brad Snyder of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful discharge of their official duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter of the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate by falsely stating that the only controlled substance which she was a regular user was marijuana, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. So, in other words, she lied about only doing the marijuana 24 hours before she was probably doing coke, meth, or whatever the white girl drugs are in Georgia. Yeah. This is not something you would ordinarily charge somebody with. I mean, they've got her for 4 different counts of murder for one murder. They've got all these other things. And it's like, well, she said she only used marijuana. We found other things in the system. This is them throwing the fucking book at her. This is them literally throwing every charge they can possibly conceive of at her so that they make sure she goes down for something. This is another example of crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Count 8. 8. We got 7 down. What is it? 11 more to go. 12 more to go. Making a false statement. Okay, let's see if we can get to the highlighted part in one breath. And the aforesaid jurors, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement. For that, the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October 2022, did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Marion Lemons of the Chatham County Police Department and Bradford Snyder of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful discharge of their official duties in investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon. Didn't make it. A matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the governing body of this county, the government of this county, to investigate by falsely stating that the only controlled substance she had used in the past 24 hours was marijuana, contrary to the state of Georgia, the good order, the peace, and dignity thereof. So, yep, she's a regular user of more than marijuana. They've proven that somehow, or have evidence of it, and they have evidence that she used more than just marijuana in the previous 24 hours. Well, they didn't need the residue. They apparently have it all over her blood. So, whew. All right. This making a false statement is a little bit longer, but let's see. We got to Quentin Simon. This is where we got to last time. Let's see if we can get at least a couple of words further. This should be like good breathtaking, like practice. How was the boy killed? He was beaten with an unknown object to death, basically. Making a false statement. And the jurors aforesaid in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon of the offense of making a false statement. For that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October 2022, did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Marion Lemons of the Chatham County Police Department and Bradford Snyder of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, law enforcement officers engaged in lawful discharge of their official duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter of the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the governing body, the government of this county, to investigate. I did it. Wow. Ooh, actually got a little bit dizzy there towards the end. Okay. Making a false statement. What was the false statement? By having admitted that she had left her home in the early morning hours of October 5th, 2022, falsely stating that the purpose of this trip was to meet her friend Misty to obtain Oragel, a topical pain reliever from Misty. And on this trip, the accused had in fact met Misty at a Chevron gas service station and had obtained oral gel from her, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. So, yep, she lied about meeting Misty and getting Oragel from Misty. What was she doing? She was putting her child in a goddamn dumpster, allegedly. I swear, you asshole, drop off the stool. I'm not watching anymore. No, I just wanted to see if I can get through all that once. I kind of did get a little bit dizzy, though. Oh, LEILANI's brother is in prison for murder. I was not aware of that. If that's true, well, family's more fucked up than I thought when we started. I was unaware of that. Oh, geez. All 3 babies were born with cocaine and marijuana in their systems. Lovely. Again, if that's true, that's... Yeah. All righty. We've moved on from Oragel. Now we're to count 10. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement. For that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham and the state of Georgia, on or about the 5th day of October 2022, did knowingly and willfully conceal from Marion Lemons of the Chatham County Police Department and Bradford Snyder of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful discharge of their duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate a material fact, to wit, that in the early morning hours of October 5th, 2022, she had in fact traveled to Azalea Mobile Home Plaza and there had discarded her son. 3 horrific words. Discarded her son, Quentin Simon, in a dumpster. She had discarded her son, Quentin Simon, in a dumpster, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. Yes, they positively identified the remains on November 28th. Dang, Eric. Maybe she thought the kid was a burglar. Does she not have the right to defend herself? Yikes. Aaron Dean defense didn't work for him. Doubt it's going to work for her. Oof. That was rough. Why did she do it? Drugs. She was high on some shit, did something stupid. Kid was probably crying or some shit like that. Drugs. She was on marijuana and something else, I would presume coke or meth, and offed her kid. Allegedly. Falsehoods on October 8th, 2022. Good. We've moved past the 5th of October, and we're now to the 8th of October. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, for that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham and state of Georgia on or about the 8th day of October 2022 did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Bridget Brock of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, a law enforcement officer engaged in the lawful discharge of her duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate by having admitted that she left her home to meet her drug dealer in the late hours of October 4th, 2022, falsely stating that the purpose of this meeting was to pay an existing drug debt, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. If you're paying attention, you notice that she has already been charged with a very, very similar charge. But the thing was, she lied to a different officer. So she told the same lie to more than one officer. She catches more than one charge. They are throwing the damn book at her. Oof. Yeah. Here we go with count number 12, also making a false statement. We got a total of 19 counts. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, and that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham in the state of Georgia on or about the 8th day of October 2022 did knowingly and willfully conceal from Bridget Brock of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, a law enforcement officer engaged in the lawful discharge of her official duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate a material fact, to wit, that on the night of October 4th, 2022, she used controlled substances. Okay. Contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. All right, this one actually confuses me. So okay. All right. She didn't. This is a false statement. Okay. So all right. She didn't lie. She didn't lie about this. She hid the fact. She did knowingly and willfully conceal that she had used controlled substances on that night. Took me a while to figure that one out. All right. That was worded slightly differently. So, yeah, she didn't make a false statement. She knowingly and willfully concealed a fact, which amounted to a false statement by omission. Count 13, making a false statement. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, for that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham in the state of Georgia on or about the 8th day of 2022 did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Bridget Brock. Okay, this is a lie here. Made a false statement on the 8th day of October. Did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Bridget Brock of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Law enforcement, I know I read that twice. A law enforcement officer engaged in the lawful discharge of her duties, investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate by having admitted that she left her home in the early morning hours of October 5th and that she traveled to the Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, falsely stating that the purpose of this trip was to meet her friend Misty to obtain Oragel, a topical pain reliever from Misty, and that on the trip, the accused had in fact met Misty at Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, sorry, not a park, it's just a plaza, and had obtained Oragel from her, contrary to the laws of everybody else. Now, okay, good order, peace, dignity there. Now, we've still got like 5 statements to read. What sort of voice should I read this in? I need to mix it up here a bit. I don't want to get it. Or a meth. Nice. I don't want to get too, just too robot-y about this. I need to, how should I read this? What voice should I read this next charge in? Leave it up to you guys to decide. What type of a voice should I use to read this in? I heard it was a hemorrhoid cream. No, Oragel is, it's right there. Aura in the part of it. All right. Well, it looks like Preacher was the first one to come down. Darth Vader. Bone Steel. Okay, we'll do Preacher first, then Bone Steel second. And Doll Voice third. All right, there we go. We'll do Preacher, Bone Steel, and Doll Voice. All right. Let me just send one quick text here. All right. Preacher voice. Wow. I wasn't prepared. Wookie. That would, I don't speak Wookiee. I can just make noises, but you'd never know. All right. We'll do this one here in Preacher voice. Ricada voice. Making a false statement. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, for that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham in the state of Georgia on or about the 8th day of October 2022 did knowingly and willfully conceal from Bridget Brock of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the law enforcement officer engaged with the lawful discharge of her official duties, investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this country, to investigate a material fact, to wit, that in the morning hours of October 5th, 2022, at Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, I'm not going to do this in the voice, she discarded her son Quentin Simon in a dumpster, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia. The good order, peace, and dignity thereof. All right. I can't do Bone Steel and Doll Voice. Yeah, John Quinn, that was kind of cringy because I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the preaching. You got to have the preaching feet come upon you. That the spirit of the preaching's got to fall upon you. And I haven't read through this, so I didn't really get it. So yeah, that was cringy. I admit it was sort of like an angry foghorn leghorn. That didn't. Yeah, that preaching thing didn't work that time, but whatever. Yeah. As Navy B says, you got to feel it. I wasn't feeling the spirit. The spirit had not descended upon me to read that in a preachy tone of voice. But anyway, yeah, and Bone Steel is not going to work because that would just drive people crazy. We can read the count, though. We'll do the count, and then we'll just read it in a normal voice.
Falsehood on October 12th, 2022. Count 15. Making a false statement.
And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, for that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 12th day of October, did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Bradford Snyder and Savannah Solomon of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful duty. Phew, lawful discharge of their official duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate by having admitted that she left her home in the early morning hours of October 5th and had traveled to Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, falsely stating that the purpose of this trip was to meet her friend Misty to obtain Oragel, a topical pain reliever from Misty, and that on this trip the accused had in fact met Misty at Azalea Mobile Home Plaza and had obtained Oragel from her, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, good order, peace, and dignity thereof. So again, this is something she's already has 2 other charges of this, but you tell the lie to 3 people, 3 different officers, you get 3 charges. So we move on. We're winding down here.
Count 16, making a false statement. OCGA 16 and 20.
And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, for that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, in the state of Georgia, on or about the 12th day of October 2022, did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Bradford Snyder and Savannah Solomon of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful discharge of their official duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate by having admitted that she had discarded something in a dumpster at Azalea Mobile Home Plaza in the early morning hours of October 5th, falsely stating that all she had discarded was normal household garbage, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, good order, peace, and dignity thereof. Yeah, so she'd said that she had gone to get Oragel. Then her boyfriend had gone to get Oragel. Then she had gone, but she couldn't remember why she was gone. And when she was confronted about what she threw away in the dumpster, normal household garbage. Normal household garbage is how she described her child to the police. That was there. She was equating her child with normal household garbage. Ugh. Count 17, making a false statement. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, for that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, the state of Georgia, on or about the 12th day of October 2022, did knowingly and willfully conceal from Bradford Snyder and Savannah Solomon of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful discharge of their official duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of the county, to investigate the material fact, to wit, that in the early morning hours of October 5th. So they're concealing this as willful concealment of what? Of the fact that in the early morning hours of October 5th, 2022, at Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, she had discarded her son, Quentin, in a dumpster. Contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, her good order, peace, and dignity thereof. 2 more counts. 2 more counts and we're done. Again, they're both false statements. Falsehood on October 31st, 2022. Count 18, making a false statement. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement, for that the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham, state of Georgia, on or about the 31st day of October 2022, did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Marion Lemon of the Chatham County Police Department and Savannah Solomon and Bradford Snyder of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful discharge of their official duties investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate by falsely stating that it was not the accused, but rather Daniel Youngkin, who had traveled away from the home in the early morning of October 5th, 2022, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, good order, peace, and dignity thereof. So, yep, now she's being charged for throwing her boyfriend under the bus. I'm just assuming that Daniel Youngkin, boyfriend, is no longer in the picture. Hopefully he skedaddled when he saw the writing on this particular wall. Oof. Last charge, and then we're done. Let me check here. No, I have not missed any super chats. Okay, so there's no super chats to read. That's good that I haven't missed any, but sad getting super chats. And the forced years. Okay, this is the last falsehood on November 21st. So a little over a month ago, like 1 month and 1 day ago was the last time she had the opportunity to make a false statement. And the jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, further charge and accuse LEILANI Marie Simon with the offense of making a false statement. For that, the said LEILANI Marie Simon in the county of Chatham and state of Georgia, on or about the 21st day of November 2022, did knowingly and willfully make a false statement to Marion Lemons of the Chatham County Police Department and Savannah Solomon of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, law enforcement officers engaged in the lawful discharge of their duties, their official duties, investigating the disappearance of Quentin Simon, a matter within the jurisdiction of the Chatham County Police Department, a department of the government of this county, to investigate by having once again admitted that she, not Daniel Youngkin, had left the home in the early morning hours of October 5th, 2022, and had traveled to Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, and having admitted that she had no contact there with her friend Misty, falsely stating that she didn't remember what she had done there, contrary to the laws of the state of Georgia, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. All right, so I went there to get Oragel. I met my friend, got some Oragel. No, never mind. I went there to first of all, as I went to pay off a drug dealer. Then as I went to pay off, I went to get some Oragel. Then it was, I went there, but I was throwing away some garbage. No, then it was my boyfriend that went there. Okay, well, no, it wasn't my boyfriend. And I didn't go there with, I can't remember what I was doing there, but it wasn't to throw away garbage. I didn't meet Misty. Yeah, she's fucking lying every time she opens her mouth. And again, you tell the lie to 3 people, you get charged with for here. So it's like she didn't get charged once for lying. She got told for the first thing she said, which was a lie. The second her thing she said was a lie. The third thing was she said a lie. And then the fourth time with going back and saying the first thing all over again with some added facts. So, yeah. This is a rough case. This is a rough case. And I want it. She's pled not guilty, so the trial stuff is going to be going on. It's going to get to that point, unless something changes between now and whenever the hell this thing goes to trial. But I hope it's a quick trial, and I hope I can stop saying the word alleged with this, because I'm already well beyond a reasonable doubt that she did this. That's why it would be a shitty juror, because I've already come. It's a thing that I'd like to try to do to at least have some sort of modicum of impartiality and non-bias going into this, but yeah, I don't have it here, and I'm ashamed that I don't have it, because I should. As a lawyer, I should have the ability to keep an open mind and wait for all of the facts to come forward. But as I said, I've made up my mind here already. You would have to provide some very, very strong evidence that she didn't do it for me to change my mind. I don't know if they're seeking the death penalty or not. I certainly would give this woman the needle for this shit. Alleged shit. There is a special place in hell for people that do things like this to children, and then equate them with ordinary garbage, try to throw their boyfriend under the bus. lie to the police, lie to the dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people that were involved in the search, wasting all the resources for this, sitting there on your front porch and your front lawn, lying, crying. You hope that little Billy, little Quentin comes home, and when you murdered him allegedly, stuffed him in a dumpster allegedly, and waited for his body to be dumped into a trash field. Special place in hell. This is a horrible, horrible, shitty case. We'll see how it goes. We're probably not going to hear from her for quite a long time. She's had her bond hearing. Her bond was denied. Now we just go through the trial process if something happens. So it'll be a while. Hopefully we won't have to hear from her for a long while, because this woman frankly disgusts me. I don't know if you can. Little Strawberry's back there sleeping. Don't know if you can hear her snoring. She's snoring up a storm. All right, folks. That's it. That is our deep dive into child murderer, allegedly, LEILANI Simon, and what she did allegedly to her 20-month-old son. We're quitting because you just got here, Dragon's Treasure. You showed up, so we got to go. For those of you that are wondering, the Dragon's Treasure is a purveyor of fine loose leaf and bagged teas. So if you want a good tea bagging, go to Dragon's Treasure. He'll hook you up. The tea is fantastic. If you use code VICES, you get a little bit of a discount. And I get a little percentage of that back, which I can put into buying more tea. The tea is fantastic. As I've sworn by it, I order from it. That's what I love it. Winter's a perfect time to have tea. Do it. Just do it. It's damn good tea. You can't oversell it, because it is. He always has about 60 different teas to choose from. He's got a membership program. It's all there. Go to thedragonstreasure.com and buy some tea, but make sure you use code VICES. Legal Vices. Wait, how did one murderer get 19 charges? For lying about stuff, for death resulting from a battery, death resulting from other behavior. So yeah, lots of bad things went into killing this child. So she gets 19 different charges, most of which are lying to the authorities. Yes, John D. He's teabagged the beast of the best of the best. I know he's teabagged Nick Rekieta. He's teabagged a bunch of other law tubers. Use Vices to get teabagged by him. Do it. You won't resist. And on the tail end of our stream, Jillian N. has gifted 5 Legal Vices memberships. If you are one of the lucky 5 to receive them, which are Susie Lee, Jay Liebgott, Rita Castillo, Matilda, Madita, sorry, it's really far away, and Camilla Sweden. You 5 lucky people were gifted a membership by Jillian N. Thank you so much for doing that, Jillian N. And those of you that got him, please give Jillian thanks. She was very generous in doing that. And as I was saying, make sure you go to thedragonstreasure.com. Get some tea. He spills the tea. He blends the tea. He sends the tea. He tea bags. Everything you could possibly want. And with that, we are to the end of the show. On your way out the door, hit that like button. It's the final push for the like button. We got 846 likes. So that would be great. We picked up a few subscribers. I hope they stick around. If you've enjoyed the stream and you aren't a subscriber, please do me the honor of hitting that subscribe button and come back, hit the notification button. Sometimes it works for YouTube. Most of the time it seems like it doesn't work. And a big important thing for those of you that are members, are subscribers, just double check to make sure that you've not been unsubscribed, because I've been hearing again over the past couple of days that several people have been unilaterally unsubscribed by YouTube. One of our viewers was saying that she has been unsubscribed 10 times by YouTube. So Just double check, make sure you're still subscribed. Love it. Let's get the word out there. Let's get the channel growing. Let's finish the year strong. We got one super chat from Vince Clortho. What kind of liquor goes well with tea? Vodka goes pretty good with tea. Actually, you can make some good cocktails with tea, like gin and tea, vodka tea, bourbon and tea. Like, you know, an Earl Grey highball is pretty damn good. Get some Earl Grey tea, ice, and like a good Irish whiskey, something like that. Good stuff. All right, let's give you a little bit of a preview in case you missed it earlier on. Tomorrow will be O.J. Simpson. We've got two witnesses that are going to be calling Mark Furman's credibility into question. Then Mark Furman is going to take the stand for the final time. Then we can put Mark Furman in our rearview window and turn our attention to the 8.5-day cross-examination of Los Angeles criminologist Dennis Fung by Barry Scheck, who is the founder and I still believe the head of Project Innocence. Amazing steel trap of a mind where it's going to take a very long time to go through the entire 8.5 days of the cross-examination. But even more so than Bailey, you will watch him plant the seeds of a question literally a day, or in our case, weeks in advance, and then he'll spring the trap far later. So just some great legal work coming up. Friday is our Christmas chill stream. We'll be inviting people just to kind of come on and hang out. We'll be drinking eggnog. I've got some lethal strength eggnog that I made earlier today. We'll be drinking that. Can't decide if I want to hold the eggnog for the larger super chat. I'm thinking like $20 and above for the eggnog because it's pretty damn potent and ridiculously high in calories. Or what? We'll work it out. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll have some other LawTuber people on here. I hope some LawTube adjacent folks. Just talking Christmas, just hanging and chilling and getting goofy. We had a great Friday last week. That was pretty fun. It was one of my more copyright stricken streams that I've ever had. Ozzy was there. We had a great time. Ozzy Overlord was there. Hopefully Ozzy Overlord will be free on Friday to join again. Meme Copium. It'll be his Friday if he doesn't drink himself under the table like he did the past couple of weeks. Hopefully he'll be on, and we'll invite others along the way. Right at the end, right at the very end, like right at the close of the show, we finally got a sex bot. What's up, sex bot? Sex bot's in the house. Later, sex bot, dude. All right, finishing strong with the sex bots. And legendary racing. Chill stream ideas, react to Christmas songs, original music only. Yeah, we'd have to go way back into the archives to find stuff that's not all copyrighted beyond belief. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, once the liquor starts flowing, anything can happen. Like I said, my judgment was clouded last week, and I think I got 5 or 6 copyright claims from the stuff I was playing last week, but it was fun. Alrighty. Thank you, everybody. Mods, thank you for doing your moddy thing. It was great to have some of you on for Moddy Christmas. Those of you that weren't able to make it, you'll have the opportunity to show up again on Friday if you want to take that opportunity. Everybody in Vice Squad chat, you're the best chat on the internet. If not the internet, at least YouTube. Stephanie Tam says, I probably wasn't listening. Did I miss your stupid chat? Did you say stupid chat? My crappy chat. Okay. Did you miss my crappy chat? Hang on. Where are you? Oh, Stephanie Tam. Oh, that wasn't crappy. I just missed it. Let me scroll on up there. That was at 12:35, which is 10 minutes ago. We got to get you on screen. Got to get you on screen here. Okay, it was right before that. Between that and Franco Harris. Scrolling up, everybody. Sorry for this. Thank you for calling me out on that. It's important. I promise to read the super chats, and I will. If I can go back, I go back. There we go. Stephanie Tam, thank you so much for that super chat. Now you made me smile. Thank you. That did make me smile now. Didn't make me smile the first time because I missed it, but now I saw it. I gotta go all the way back down here again. 200-watt studio says, "What is your background?" Gee, my what background? I'm a Caucasian male born and raised in the northern Rocky Mountains of Utah. Guess that's my background. Raised religiously in a Mormon church environment. Haven't darkened the doorway of an organized religious place for about 20 years. Lived here in Korea for 34 years. Oh, what's behind me? That background. You guys, would you be specific? God, are you talking about what's behind me? Behind me? There's a dog. We've got my 2 Godzilla posters. This is actually a Godzilla street sign. It is a legit street sign. It is made of metal. It has all the post hooks to be mounted on a street. It was custom made. I think they're available on Amazon now. This one was custom made from a sign shop in Japan. It is a legit road sign. You can see it's reflective. So it could be an actual road sign. Up on top is the Godzilla poster from the 1954 Raymond Burr original Godzilla movie. One of my pride and joy. Here we have the I Love My Bulldog Christmas stocking. And one of the bulldogs I love is sitting on the sofa back there. We have the 2 sofas. My backpack's on there. The backpack has a bunch of wine in it. I didn't have time to take it out. Above that sofa, this kind of light brown thing is one of my cigar humidors. And on top of that is about 19 pipes. They're on a leather wall hanging thing, but for some reason they fell off my wall. Nothing broke. And this is about half of my liquor shelf, which is about 3/4 of my liquor on the liquor shelf. I've got some in a cabinet over here. I have some in this cabinet over here. That's 4 of my luxury watches. My other watches I keep over here next to me. But that's like the winder. That's where I keep the big ones. Yeah, the other watches are right over here. And down here, I have the bottles that are too tall to fit in the cabinet. So yeah, and this is just a Merry Christmas like Santa bag thing I have hanging over there. Behind that is all of my cigar and pipe accessories. About 16 tins of pipe tobacco. I've got about another 80 tins in the closet over here, and a bunch more pipes. And on top of that, I have a wine cooler, and on top of the wine cooler, I have another cigar humidor. There we go. That's what's in my background. There's a floor, there's a table, got my one of my cigar ashtrays there, and an air cleaner is this big white thing over to that side of it. That's the air filter system. And there we go. That's the background. And over here on this side you can't see is just looks like a bomb went off. It's just a disaster. So there we go. Megan Fox is live with DUI guy in 10 minutes. Well, let me now is she on DUI or is DUI guy on her? Well, that sounded inappropriate, didn't it? Who is on who? Let me see. We'll do a dump into them. Let's see. Let me do this right now. Customization. Gotta go to the redirect screen. Okay, so it's gonna be on Megan's channel, is it? Megan, where are you? Megan Fox. Uh-oh. Oh, Megan Fax. That's not her name, is it? Megan Fox. She got a shit ton of these things loaded. What's the title of it? Good. She hasn't authorized me to dump all of you into her stream. So we can't do an official raid on her stream because she hasn't given authorization to do so. Oh well. Feet pics? No, my feet are gross. I bet it's actually a threesome involving Curious George. Go Jam 2112 to celebrate 211/12 day. I think there's an extra one in there. But yeah, why not? Actually, I did jam the entire album last Saturday when during the Russian party when I had the Russians over. We did the entire Rush 2112 album. Just listen to it because it's awesome. So thanks. That's what we're doing tomorrow. OJ Simpson. Friday, the Christmas stream. Saturday night, Christmas Eve night in the U.S. and Christmas morning in Asia and Australia. I'll be doing a cooking stream because you guys asked for it. I got a dinner appointment that night, so before the Christmas dinner at the Cigar Lounge, I've got to make some honey glazed ham, some mashed potatoes, and some candied yam. So y'all wanted me to turn on the camera while I do it. I'll figure out some way to do it. And then next Monday, we'll be back to Maritime Monday. Thank you, mods. Thank you, chat. Everybody that is just listening on in the background, thank you as well. Come back and hit that like button. Subscribe. Love you guys. Hit the notification, and we will see you tomorrow for OJ Simpson. And just in case you forgot, never forget.
OJ Simpson kills those two people so hard, they stop making the Ford Bronco.
Never forget that. Never forget you are the best chat ever. And never forget to always enjoy your legal vices. Catch you tomorrow. Bye now.